recorded, and today we've all been sucked through a portal back to the 1300s, and it's time to fight the army of darkness. Let's go! Yes, I'm so freaking excited.
As you should be.
Yes. It's Army of Darkness, guys.
Give me some sugar, baby.
That's right.
With consent.
Obviously, that goes without saying.
Is there?
But some chicks like that.
It's
And they're like,
13800 AD.
Well,
That's the 2024 remake of Army of Darkness. Give me some sugar, baby. If you consent to the sugar I can give you.
that would be the line, too.
I worked at Kmart when this came out, so I saw this movie and I said, okay, so that's how you have sex. This is how you walk up to a woman and you just tell her, and you act like Ash Williams, and this is how you get in pants.
I mean, it's worked for me a couple times.
It hasn't. Congratulations. The Kmart thing did not work
Are you
for me.
04? Is that what you were saying? Like,
Oh,
it
for
didn't work?
sure.
Okay.
It doesn't work at all. I don't even think I tried it. I think that I
gotcha.
like took a step towards a girl to dip her and say, "Give me some sugar," and I was like,
So really, the difference is Bob. That's what because it worked for you.
I mean, there's a slap a couple of times, but
Oh, speaking of Bob,
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here, Hauser.
Bob Hauser, welcome back, man. The Manimal. How are you, dude?
I'm great.
Yeah?
I always say it's a good day when you wake up and you don't see your wife by size mean twins.
That's right. That means
right.
today's a great day.
What?
I had a lot of great days.
And by that metric, nothing but great days.
It's true.
That's I have a charmed life, Bob.
How can you envision that waking up, Brian?
I never want to envision that.
We got the Dr. Ryan Maddle in the house as well. Hello, sir.
Howdy.
So as you can see, we have most of the remaining crew coming back. Evil Dead 2 we did last October, so a little over a year. Bob and Ryan are back. Unfortunately, we're missing Charles. Those of you who don't know Charles, it's been about a year since he was on the show. Unfortunately, due to work obligations, was no longer able to be a part of BMR. But not taking his place. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on you.
It's okay.
But David is here because there's an open chair and we love David. And he's not Charles. But David, you got interesting stories about your life. At any time, feel free to share. That was Charles's thing. He just called it Chuck Tales. And he would just randomly go off and tell stories about things that happened.
Well, I think I started off with
you
I
kinda
worked
did.
at Kmart, and
Look at that.
Ash Williams was my spirit animal.
We got a Chuck Tail right off the bat.
You smell good. Just giving you that.
Thanks, Bob.
All right.
You stay over there.
I will. There's a camera right here.
All right.
fogged up.
Perfect.
Now it's serving as two things, a camera and a sexual assault barrier.
We'll call it the consent camera.
It's just like a Mass Effect barrier.
That's exactly what it is. Well, welcome in, guys. I'm happy that all of you are here. I'm very excited. Before we get into the details of the vitals of the movie, which is what we would normally do next and say, okay, who wrote it, directed it, who starred in it, all those things, I want to just take a quick 30 seconds and explain why the hell Army of Darkness is even on this show in the first place. I think you had even said to me, like, why are we doing this movie?
Yeah, when you sent me the text, I was like, wait a minute.
It doesn't meet any of the requirements.
Not
Something's wrong. I
on
can
any
feel it.
website. Yeah.
You looked it all up.
Right.
Yeah, so the difference with this is we did this a couple times. It's very rare for us, but it's a judgment call. We did it with Tremors was the first time we did it, which didn't qualify by any metric. And then Evil Dead 2 was the other time that we did it. And it was like, well, look, whether the reviews have changed over time because of the cult following of these movies or whatever, I can't imagine these were critically well received when they came out, regardless of whether they were or not. It's a judgment call in that there's some movies that just feel like they ought to be on bad movies rule, whether they seemed low budget or made to be B movies or cult classics or whatever. So occasionally we'll say, and since we already did it with Evil Dead 2, we want to finish the series. We're like, well, we're doing Army of Darkness as well. So it might not meet the parameters, but you know what? We make the rules, and every once in a while we can break the rules. We've also done like Batman and Demolition Man a couple times too.
That is true.
So whatever. Basically what I'm saying is we do what we want.
We got fire hose for those two.
We did, especially Batman 1989, but that was a prank. And people
No
we
one
didn't
did not
let it-
like that prank.
until 10 minutes in. We were like, no, April Fool's, because that's when the episode came out.
Yeah.
And some people were like, I was this close to never listening to your show ever.
That was the birth of good movies rule.
That is.
Yeah.
You're right, because we said, we have to have another show where we talk about good
I
flicks.
think Demolition Man was the last
Yes.
fake out movie that we did, or was that just
Because it doesn't always land on April Fool's, so
Yeah.
we've only done the 2 times. And I don't want to... I got to let it go for a while so people forget that we do that. Now I'm resetting the clock to 0 again here,
No.
that we can bust it out again and people won't be Oh, I know what's happening here.
We should just do beaches or something.
We should. No, Crossroads with Britney Spears.
Yes, we got to do Crossroads with Britney Spears.
I forgot to grab my drinks.
And we're back.
Crossroads?
You've never seen Crossroads? I can't talk today.
What?
Snuck into
New
a
day
movie
with-
theater.
First day with the new mouth.
I thought you were saying
day
you're
of the
stuck. I thought that's where you're going. I was like, don't finish that sentence.
What's
No, I'm not
that?
going to finish that.
We're going to get into the vitals here. This movie was directed by Sam Raimi. It was written by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi. And the movie starred Bruce Campbell, M. Beth Davids, and Marcus Gilbert. Last time M. Beth Davids was on our podcast was just a couple months ago. She was the wannabe Lara Croft character in 13 Ghosts.
Oh, that's which character she
Yeah,
was.
she comes in with the flares and starts chucking them at people and just
I'm going to remember exactly how to use this once.
that's right.
There's some pretty big cameos in this too, though, and they're all Hump and Ash, for sure.
All of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda and Lauren Holly.
Yes.
Is that what her name was?
I think that was
That was
Lauren.
the one from Dumb and Dumber.
Was
At
that
the very
Lauren?
end?
Yeah,
Is that her?
That's her. I'm pretty sure.
No. Is it really?
We're gonna
I
have to
didn't look
goggle
it
it
up, and I
because I am relatively positive that's her.
I like to be a shoot from the hip podcast, so I literally do almost no research when I come in. So if you say it's Lauren Holly, I won't even double check. We'll just put it on the record.
going
right
with
now.
it.
It's Lauren Holly. You got
Until
it.
she corrects us.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not going to be able to tell unless we see the headlights.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah.
The budget for this movie, considering The Evil Dead 2 had a budget of $3.5 million, was a big step up. $11 million budget. The box office, though, for this was only $11 million.
Ouch.
Yeah, so that's not going to get it done. Movie, though, currently sits. Here's what does get it done. A 7.4 on IMDb right now. And that ties it with, or ties it for 7th place out of all the movies we've ever covered. It's the 7th highest, tied with Galaxy Quest, which was also a 7.4, but 3/10 under Evil Dead 2, which was a 7.7. And was the 2nd highest movie we'd ever covered. So this is a little lower.
We're in the top 10.
That's high praise.
That's right. And it's brought much disrespect upon my dojo.
F your dojo.
Movie currently sits on, that's funny enough, that's the kind of dojo it is, so that would work out perfectly. Movie is a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Who does Scott Mendelson review this movie? That's why it's
It's
got a low score.
pretty close to being rotten.
Yeah.
Only 8%.
Bull crap.
Who's Scott Medicine?
An idiot.
He's an idiot. See, David knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't
He's
even
an
know who
idiot
that is.
critic.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all idiot critics as far as I'm concerned.
And the audience score is an 87%, so a much higher audience score than critical score here. But still, everything, as I said before, above what we would consider the line for BMR. But we're going to dive into this thing anyway. And we thank you guys for being here and listening to Bad Movies Rule. And if you started off confused, hopefully now you understand, why are they talking about this amazing movie? Because we want to. And so if you want to hear more from us and you're like, the episodes that we get aren't enough, you can get extra bonus episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/badmoviesrule. The listeners that support us through Patreon get access to all kinds of other bonus shows, whether it's the Horror Reel or Good Movies Rule or Bob's Mini Reviews or the Cartoon Clubhouse with Kurt or our video game Games Rule. It's just tons and tons and tons of bonus content that's out there. So if you want some of that, Bad Movies Rule, it's patreon.com/badmoviesrule. And if you want to reach out to the show, you can do that at thisshowIstrash@gmail.com, or you can call us at 262-757-8567, and you can leave us a voicemail and we'll get back to you on one of our mailbag segments.
Maybe not.
I feel like it's been a few episodes since we've mentioned the P.O. box.
That's true. And now that you're here, go ahead. Why don't you let the people know? Do you not remember what it is?
What is it?
Oh.
It's 3 something.
'Tis the season.
388? 38?
Yes, if you'd like to send Bad Movies Rule a Christmas gift, specifically Ryan, because he's always the one hawking the physical address.
Good luck, because he doesn't know what it is.
So don't send your undergarments to
Yeah,
Ryan.
I mean, send your underwear to Bob.
I mean,
Wash
no,
him
please
first.
no.
there is a market for that.
Dude, Madela.
Bad
But
Movies
that's
Rule,
Japan.
care
Madela.
of Madela.
Take care of Madela.
At
Crotch sniffer at Bad Movies Rule.
that's a different address. P.O. Box.
It's a different Patreon show.
No. So let's just give out your personal home address. Ryan lives
it's
at.
the $50 tier is the crotch sniffers.
Got it.
Only 50.
I'm still waiting for my
Bless
chest to be
your
shaved with the
heart.
Conan sword.
But I tell you what, if you guys sign up today only on the release day of Army of Darkness, I will throw in feet pics of Bob for free with your sign up today.
Callus and
Okay?
everything.
So if you want feet pics of Bob, sign up. Okay. Does that sound good?
Sure, I'll do
No.
feet pics.
It doesn't sound good. Don't do it.
We'll get a portable sauna in here. Everyone's going to wear socks, and then we'll ship you the socks.
That's right.
Oh, I got some
Oh,
Dumb and
boy.
Dumber nails going here, buddy.
Oh, beautiful.
Callus, the size of golf
See,
balls.
we've come full circle already.
We'll get the belt sander out.
Yes, blowtorch.
Awesome.
Welcome to BMR, David.
Happy to be here.
How are your feet?
Yeah, you've got the nicer feet. We can say they're Bob's and say
Nope. I don't want to play.
comfortable. Okay. How about your consent?
Right.
Sexual harassment.
Consent camera. Did you hear that? Consent camera. I do not give consent.
Fine. All right. Since we can't sell Bob's feet pics online, it's time to pay some bills the old-fashioned way. Let's go.
You can sell Bob's. You can't sell mine.
Well, I don't know if I can sell Bob's. I can give his away for people to sign up.
Oh,
I don't know how we do with
You
selling.
got a big fan base. I'm sure.
I mean, you'll get a quarter,
Yeah.
probably.
Yo, but at 25 cents enough times.
That adds up.
We'll have a deal.
I mean, it worked for Nickelback.
That's true. Man, we just need to take the Nickelback train to success. That's really what we need to do.
11th highest paid act in the world.
Is it really? Yeah. No.
Did you watch the documentary about
Yeah,
No. There's a documentary?
on Netflix.
that? Yeah. It's
You
good.
guys are Nickelback bros then, because you both watched the documentary and I would never.
fine. I'm okay with it.
I
I'm
love
not going to be
Nickelback.
one of those
I know you do.
people that lie about hating Nickelback
I'm not
because they're
lying.
not bad.
I don't. I'll call myself a casual supporter of Nickelback in that there are 5 songs that look at this graph that everybody likes to listen to, and I'm down with those. But beyond those, I don't know any of the deep cuts.
Well, yeah, I'm not running a bath and putting on the Nickelback and
That's-
just sitting in there.
you
and
know
like, this
exactly
is,
what
this is this is taking
All
pictures
those
of my
times
feet.
it
Yeah.
was in hell, with long days in the field. That's what he's doing.
They say that a hero
can save
No,
us.
that's not me. But
When your wife knocks on the door, you're like, "It's my Nickelback time."
I'm Spider-Man. Get out of here.
Spider-Man, get out of here.
It's also directed by Sam Raimi.
Well, I know.
Which also
There we
sits
go.
at a 7.4.
Yeah, well, see, way to bring this around. You
We
guys are
did it.
professional. What are you doing?
And I'm here too.
He's here because he unfortunately watched the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why. He really didn't want to. He was like,
Really?
this piece of crap. I got to sit through Army of Darkness.
I guess we'll find out at the end when we
guess we'll-
do
No
our
one cares
review.
about your
Oh,
opinion.
don't you?
I know.
I'll tell you what, if
I
you
keep
tell me that Arthur was your favorite character, I'm gonna slap you.
Arthur?
Yeah.
Marcus Gilbert? Is that was who Arthur was?
Yeah, Arthur.
Bro, you're gonna get a shoe to the face.
I don't know,
Okay,
man.
name.
He's on one of my lists.
Bring it. I love
Yes.
it. Well, I thought Arthur was smoldering in this movie.
He was smoldering.
That's what I'm saying.
That miscut mullet he had on.
The freaking micro bangs
Yeah.
coming out of his.
For
Up,
sure.
down, up, down, up,
Yeah.
down.
Just this much out of the. Yeah, instead of going all the way. The
The
bow.
queen hath cut my hair with a bowl.
All right, guys, let's get into the plot here. Army of Darkness starts with Ash Williams being marched along a chain gang, with his head and hand really in the stock. I don't know how the
How
one
did they
hand
get the other one in and stay?
There were extra chains.
Was
that
there?
held it
Oh,
on
okay.
there,
Oh,
yeah.
so I could just take this one out.
Yeah,
right?
he still slips it out. Even with the extra chains on there, he still goes. But it wasn't. But there were extra chains, so
Okay.
that they could kind of.
Got it. And his first line of dialogue is, "You know, it wasn't always like this."
Trope.
I'm like, it's the old, I bet you're wondering how I got here, trope, right? But also, I'm like, Ash, it's kind of always like this every time we see you.
Right.
So what do you mean it's not always like this? Whenever we've seen Ash Williams, he's in the middle of a storm of
And not even one that he knew he was walking into either.
no.
I mean, God, the first season of Ash vs. Evil Dead, he's banging a deadite in the bathroom.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't
It's
even
like
know.
Right.
so good.
It's so great.
Why don't they start that as he's mid coitus with a deadlight? Just go. It wasn't always like.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Your cooking sucks.
It kind of always is, Ash. It kind of always is like this, man. He flashes back, and this is obviously for the benefit of anyone who's watching Army of Darkness, because the studio. Let me tell you, I don't know. Did you read about this? The number the studio did on this movie.
I think we were discussing that.
Yes,
Because
they did a number on
Bruce Campbell wasn't happy.
No. And originally he wanted, Sam Raimi wanted to name it, Evil Dead or Medieval Dead, right? He wanted to name
That
it.
would have been perfect.
Perfect, right? Or he said at the very least we call it Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness. And they're like, no. We don't want people to feel like they have to have seen your weird, low budget, can't find them anywhere movies to go to the theater and see this one. So only call it Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
That's
what I did.
Yeah.
Is I saw Army of Darkness first and then said, wait, this is the third? But it's kind of the second because the second is the first, but the first isn't real. So
I don't think they planned on the first one being as successful as it was.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
well, didn't Sam Raimi say that he wanted to, and if you guys covered this in the other two
No,
episodes,
please.
but didn't he say that Evil Dead 2 was kind of the movie he wanted Evil Dead 1 to be?
Yeah, he just got more money, and so
Right.
they're like, well, let's just do it again, but better.
Yeah.
And so it is, the first half of Evil Dead 2, I think, is a remake, and the second half is kind of all new.
Yeah.
So it's like a half remake, half new. And then even this, to benefit everyone that didn't watch it, the first few minutes of this is like, and this was Evil Dead 2, and we're going to re-show you basically everything that happened, which actually was very helpful because my daughter Jenna watched this with me and I watched it, and she had never seen Evil Dead 1 or 2. She literally came through the room and I was like, hey, I'm about to start a movie. You want to watch it? And usually she says, no, not these dumb movies for your show. But for whatever reason, the stars align and she goes, sure, Dad. And I almost had a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Sits down on the couch next to me and I'm like, oh, crap, I have to explain all. They're like, no, wait, I don't, because they're going to. I remember they had this whole recap. And so she's sitting there watching it. And I still had to explain everything because she didn't understand.
Well, the movie's real short.
Yeah.
And what is it, an hour 17?
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
they recap those first two movies in the first 5 minutes.
I was working at S-Mart with Linda, but this is Bridget Fonda, a.k.a. higher budget Linda.
Right.
Than what they had before, right?
Bridget Fonda before she ate the Twinkie truck.
This is the Kroger brand.
I'm joking.
No, but it's not. It's true because she had this just kind of right before her run. She had a run of like action movies she did. I remember.
Yeah.
Point of No Return. Yeah, let's
Point of
go.
No Return. The Dragon movie with Jet Li.
Yes.
Oh God.
I can't remember what that one is either, but Kiss of the Dragon?
Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
With the French guy I can't pronounce, and then
Yes.
Jet
That's the one with the
pool.
the pool the pool balls. I couldn't remember if that was
Is that
other
the one he keeps his hand in his pocket? And he only takes it out to
Yeah.
really kick people's
I
asses?
think so. Yeah.
That's such a great premise. We should probably do that one on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, they go through the whole Evil Dead 2 recap, which we don't need to do here. Everybody's seen Evil Dead 2. But then it cuts back to them being sucked through the portal, Ash and his car and all that stuff.
He knows how to be sucked through a portal.
Yeah, nobody
That
knows
guy
that.
sells
No.
everything.
Dude,
He's great.
he's hanging on the board.
Make it stop!
Oh, come on.
His face is just like,
Yeah. And I love how they decided in the second one or the third one here, there was so many stuff so many things they weren't going to keep from the second one. Like they got rid of his gray streak was just gone when he lands in medieval times. And another big thing we'll get to in a minute. But the car comes in, the Oldsmobile, and freaking crashes kind of right next to Ash, and just the car is destroyed. Okay. He's fine. They fell from the same height.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
you can't spell man without ASH.
I think that's right. But I'm
sounds
like,
right.
if it does that to a car,
Yeah.
okay. All right, cool. Ash landed in a softer patch of dirt. Is
Well,
what we're going to say.
you know about the car, though, right?
Wow. What's
Ash, or what's his face?
Sam
Bruce. Bruce tried to get rid of the car.
ever call him what's his face ever again?
He tried to get rid of the car. He brought it to a junkyard and tried to get it demolished. And Sam Raimi went and got the car back. Like Bruce did everything he could to get rid of it, like multiple times.
It's in every movie that
And Sam
Sam
wouldn't-
Raimi does.
Yeah, he wouldn't let it go.
Was it an 88 Oldsmobile or something?
Cutlass.
It had like
Cutlass.
4 wheels.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
5 because one
5.
steers.
Well, 5.
Because
yeah.
the steering
I think-
wheel.
yeah.
That's the original car from the first
This
one,
guy.
right?
I think it is.
Correct.
I think so, yeah.
They just keep smashing it and stuff. And the car is destroyed. Ash is fine. He gets up. Freaking Gandalf walks over and he's like, "This is the man. This is the prophecy, the one that the legend spoke of, who will fall from the sky and save us from the Deadites."
Arthur's like, nah. Chain him up.
This
He's one
idiot.
of Henry's men.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Does he look like one of Henry's men?
They were all wearing red. This guy's not wearing anything we've ever seen before. He has jeans on or whatever and boots. What are those laces? What?
Yes. He's got a chainsaw, which to them might as well be a laser sword.
Right. That's a lightsaber as far as they're concerned. Because what is gas?
Obviously, he's with Henry. I mean, look at him. Even though Gandalf, who I'm assuming you keep around to give you mystical advice and crap, is giving you some mystical advice about the prophecy, and Arthur is just like, no, he's with them.
Maybe they thought he was a demon because I guess they're all over the place here. So maybe they're like, this is just some monster thing.
If he looks different, he must be evil.
Right on the nose there, Ryan.
Just saying.
It's not that kind of show, Ryan.
Jeez. We're never going to get Sam Jackson on the show now.
Kiss that endorsement goodbye.
I'm sick of this.
We just lost
Ryan.
we just lost our listeners.
podcast.
Africa's gone.
That's what Arthur was saying.
We just lost a whole continent.
Yeah, we just lost Africa.
China just signed out.
We already lost South Korea, but no one cares about them.
Oh my God.
Back at Castle Anthrax or whatever it's called.
Back at Castle, the budget.
Right, exactly. They bring these guys in, and a young woman named Sheila is there, and she inquires of Arthur, "What happened to my brother? Forrest, he went with you this fortnight to fight Henry's men." They talk like they're in Shakespeare.
He got
Speak
the loot
English.
box
Speak seriously.
and the sniper, but did he get
No, he
the
built
SMG?
he built a badass tower, but then he got to the top and he got
He cranked 90s, but did not avail.
For alas, Henry's men could edit rapidly.
The storm was too
360
much.
no scopes.
Oh, Fortnite.
Video games, guys, get
That's
it.
right. Come on. Anyway, he says he fell in battle to Henry's men, and she starts to take it out on Ash immediately. She's like pulling his hair and spitting in his face, and he still doesn't even know like what year it is or where he is or anything. And we get up to the pit. I love how they just casually have a demonic pit in the middle of the courtyard of their cat. Like obviously, this is the witches' pit where we keep the witches and kill people and throw them in there. So let's do it. You know, we'll throw a random red shirt in first so that you know the situation is serious.
With the blood geyser. That was
the blood.
Awesome. Yeah. It was perfect. That's how you know.
So much blood.
Yep. An impossible amount of blood.
Well, it depends on the like if it's Lizzo, maybe.
Oh, okay, perfect. It didn't look like it was type 2, but maybe. But yeah, that was an impossible amount of blood. But it's, you know what's going on now.
That's right. And Henry leans over to Ash and goes, "Yeah, you're not one of my guys. So who are you? Well, who's asking?" He says, "Wait, I've got it here." He goes, he introduced himself. "I'm Henry the Red, Duke of the Shale, something of the Northlands, and leader of its peoples."
Well, hello,
Mr. Fancy Pants.
You are the leader of two things, Jack and and Jack just left town.
It's especially I'm so happy I had the benefit of sitting next to somebody who had never seen it. It's the perfect introduction. It's really the first thing he says in the movie besides the voiceover. Mm-hmm. Perfect introduction of this is Ash Williams. It doesn't matter the situation he's in. This is how he talks. This is how he deals with people. I love it.
The coolest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
That's how he deals with everything.
With everything.
What's the coolest shit I can do right now? That's what he's going to do. He doesn't care. That's what he does. That's Ash's MO.
That's
and
what
it's
I'm
perfect.
saying, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And he gets his turn for the pit and he goes, oh, no. I've never even seen these assholes before, man.
Yep.
Right? Tell him.
Henry, tell him you don't know me.
I don't think you'll listen, lad.
That's right. I feel like a diehard for saying that. Tell them you don't know me.
Yeah.
Babe, put away the gun. This is radio, not television.
Come on. What am I, a method actor? Hans Booby.
Biggest
I'm your
D-bag
white
in
knight.
corporate
Yeah.
America ever.
You got something on your nose.
Every time I deliver to a guy, I go, "You're an Ellis, aren't you?"
Hey, Ellis.
Sheila hurries things along by roping a rock right into the side.
You mean a boulder?
Boof.
Oh, man.
Now, it didn't take any IQ points away because he's already one of the dumbest people that's ever been depicted in film. This is what I love, and I think I probably said this in the last one. I don't care. I'll say it again. He's one of the, and I try to explain this to my daughter, he's one of the biggest morons in movie history. He screws up almost everything. There just happens to be one thing that he's really good at, and that's killing deadites.
Yes.
And for some reason, he's like a 2 at every other level of the skill tree, talking about video games, but he's maxed out level 100 on fighting deadites. I know, it's his one skill.
Well, I don't know.
Autism will do that to you.
He's kind of Tony Stark in this movie. Like, he makes a robot hand and creates gunpowder. And I was like,
All in the-
you're a
plus,
dummy.
all
How
in the
did you do that?
service.
He
Yeah.
did have a chemistry 101 book, so
Yeah, well, and I kept thinking, like, Arthur probably talked to them after. It was like,
Somebody didn't read chapter 3 in their chemistry
yeah,
textbook.
Ash Williams made this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Like Jebediah.
I love that. Perfect. Inside the pit, Ashwick gets up. His facial expressions are so great for this whole thing. He's like, ah! And a little hand comes up out of the water behind
That was
him,
creepy.
right? That's creepy.
That's where
Sam
Sam-
can still do horror.
Sam Raimi's at his best when he does that stuff.
Yes. Goes back in. You're like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, this chick just jumps out of the water. Looks like she's about half his size, but I started dying laughing because she just starts freaking rocking him in the face. Like, over and
Right.
over.
No
Starts
blocking.
doing somersaults and,
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
gymnastics.
yes.
Like, lands right on his nuts.
Oh, with the close up, like, it's such a good shot.
Yeah, hippity hop food.
That's right.
It's a callback to Kill
right.
and Kill Again. But yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, he eats a shot to the nuts so many times in this movie. This is just the first one. And finally, Gandalf comes to the top of the pit and you know, warrior from the sky or whatever he says. He throws in the chainsaw and the thing descends perfectly vertically so he can like jump up like Mario. Trick.
My son thought that
Let's
was the
go.
coolest scene.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, I had, like
Awesome.
he came up to me, he goes, "What are you watching?" I'm going, "I'm watching Army of Darkness." He goes,
Yeah.
"That sounds cool. Can I watch it?" I look at Carrie. I go,
Yeah.
"I think it's okay." She's like, "Yeah, I think so." And he loved that.
Awesome.
Scene.
How old are you?
7.
Oh, perfect.
I think that's a good. I mean, other than the geyser of blood.
He asked what that was. I said, "It's just rain.
Yeah.
It's just rain." Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they're just fighting like bones and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Like,
pretty
you know
much
what
what I'm like.
I
And
mean?
then he's like, "Can I watch the first two?" I'm like, "No."
hard no.
That's a hard no. Hard
No,
pass.
for sure. Once he gets the chainsaw, he's good to go. It's like the Deadite was, she didn't even know, but that was her last day. Like it was over. Like at no point after that did she even land another shot. I mean,
It's great.
he lands, freaking hits the chainsaw, goes into his pose.
Oh, the music kicks
The
up
music
and everything.
kicks up.
It's great.
So
you
good.
know.
So good.
This is when the ass kicking starts.
Hand off, head off.
Ash versus Luke Skywalker. Ash wins hands down.
Let's go in the Sarlacc
Hands
pit.
off.
In the Sarlacc pit.
Or no, what's the thing in Return of the Jedi underneath Jabba? The
I think
Rancor?
Rancor.
Rancor.
Yeah, in the Rancor pit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, if he has his chainsaw,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's adaptable enough. As like Luke grabs a bone, he sticks it in. I don't think Josh would be able to do that.
You don't think Ash could beat a Rancor without
Not
a
without
chainsaw?
his tools, no.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Here
he seems
we
like
go.
pretty. I think he seems pretty resourceful. I mean, remember in Evil Dead 2, all the nonsense before he even had the chainsaw or the gun?
Yeah,
He's pretty resilient. I mean, he got his ass kicked by his own hand.
That's right.
but he also got his ass kicked by his own hand.
That's true.
And I feel like
Fought a fupa-looking grandma zombie
Absolutely.
Yeah.
in the basement.
With nothing but his wits and his chin.
He got his ass kicked pretty hard by her.
But he survived.
But you can eat this. I was saying this guy eats shots like
Yeah.
they're breakfast.
But the Rancor would literally swallow him whole.
He would
Not
never.
before he starts his chainsaw up and inside of him and starts gutting his way out.
That's what's up.
That's what I said. If he
Yeah.
had his chainsaw, no, it's no contest.
How would you do against a Rancor?
I'm not Luke Skywalker
Ash
or Ash.
Williams would do better than you. I mean, is that the argument, or would he defeat the Rancor?
I thought we were talking about Luke Skywalker versus Ash.
well, Luke Skywalker's a bit of a crier too, so I'm not
That's
sure
fair.
that like Ash Williams wouldn't just say something super mean and he'd be like, "I can't believe you're talking about my hand," and then
No, but it's
then
not them versus
when
each other.
He, like
It's
curled
both of
up
them
into
versus-
that ball, then Ash would just go kick him in the mouth and be like, "Where's this monster?"
He'd say, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. He'd go, well, hello, Mr. Fancy.
You're the captain of Jack. And Jack left out.
That's exactly how he would deal with Luke Skywalker.
He'd probably insult the Rancor and make it.
Let me
cry.
get this straight.
Right.
You've been sitting on this island, quote unquote Jedi temple, sucking on
Yeah.
zombie tits.
The blue nipples.
The
from
blue sucking on blue nipple juice.
milk
Right.
monsters or whatever
Milk
those things were.
monsters. God, it's gross.
Freaking horrible.
The unnecessary scene, and not want to ever see Mark Hamill eat something from a nipple ever again.
Never, ever.
I've avoided that, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's called the episode 8. Don't watch it. Okay.
Yeah, the legend of a new beard. That's about it.
He's you think he's in the clear, right? Because he kills the chick, but he's not in the clear because as he's trying to get out of there, the frickin' king of the Captain Crunch soggies comes out of the wall. Do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
That's exactly so gross. Like, look like a melted egg McMuffin.
Yeah,
you know,
it
just
looked
comes
like
out of
a
it.
melted candle just came out and
Right.
I'm gonna swallow your soul.
And he belt whips the chain to ride it up, and you think the thing gets squished because the walls are caving in, you know, with the spikes or whatever. But he gets out of there and he crawls up, covered in black whatever water, and he's just like, you know, he's pissed, and he just starts looking around. Still got all the cuts on his face from Evil Dead 2, which he has through the entire movie, right? Like an injury from another movie is still there for the whole time. Mm-hmm. He walks over to one guy and say, "Hey, your shoelace is untied."
Yeah,
That's
walked over to
Arthur.
He
Oh,
does
to
that to
Arthur.
Arthur.
That's
Yep.
right. That's right.
Which they definitely have shoelaces here.
Like he understood what that meant.
He looked down.
Yeah, he did look
It
down.
worked.
Yeah.
And then he turns around. He's like, "Who wants some?
Who wants some?
You want a little? What about you?" And the dude with the stringy like mustache and goatee was just like, "No, I don't want. I don't want
And then
it.
when he walks away from him, he hits the other guy.
Yeah.
I don't want any."
Who does he pick? He says you.
Yeah,
And like,
that's the guy with the string.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the bald guy.
The bald guy that's
Right.
just trembling in his little night boots.
yep.
You know, and then finally he tells everybody to let Henry and his men go, so they release Henry and his men, which pisses off Arthur because he says, "I will see you dead for that," and draws his sword. He steps on that dude's neck to draw the sword out of his
Yeah.
sheath, and then as soon as he pulls that sword up, it gets blown in half by Ash's shotgun, and just gives the best line. Go for it, you know it.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. You see this? This is my boomstick.
The camera shot from the wrist, like the first person shooter, is so good in that part because you see everybody go back and he's holding the gun.
Walnut stock.
good.
About $195.99.
Oh yeah,
Cheap
12
rifle.
gauge double barrel shotgun.
Yep.
You find this in the house where it's at the sporting goods department.
section. Yep.
Like nobody knows what the frick you're talking about.
No.
Shop smart. Shop S-smart.
Yeah. You are holding a magic stick as far as they're concerned. Though that thing makes explosion fire.
You're talking about how it retails
Yeah.
for about $109.95,
Right.
And they're just like, okay.
Potatoes?
Every fair maiden in the land's panties dropped after that thing went off.
Well, yeah, in that shot, he's surrounded by him.
Oh, yeah.
Eating
Did you see
grapes.
his boomstick?
Yeah. Check out this dude's boomstick. I didn't even make that correlation. It's just like, this is my dick, is basically what he said. And I will put it on anyone's
That's right.
face that decides to come near me.
Right.
It's a lot bigger than all these other
Right.
bitches.
Exactly. There's a walnut stock on this thing.
Right.
And a hair trigger.
And a hair trigger.
Hair trigger.
Proved for your pleasure.
Yes.
The next one of you primates
even touches me.
And then the witch jumps out of the freaking pit. He takes the witch out in about 4 seconds.
It was the soggy.
Oh, the soggy. That's
Yeah.
right. The soggy got him.
Somersaults back into the pit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm like-
shoots him so hard that he.
I love how all the Deadites are freaking Olympic gymnasts. All of them. All of
They
them are.
upgraded.
They do. The chick in the freaking S-Mart at the end does like a half gainer triple twist.
Yeah.
You know, when she's flying back. I'm like, what? They just took every Olympian. They called them all up and they're like, "You want to be in Army of Darkness?"
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Deadites looked. It was always that old lady, long-haired Deadite. I feel like it was, well, we only have this much makeup, and we have this gymnast that fits this makeup, so he needs to fight 3 of this bitch. That's what we need Ash to do.
That's right. Exactly. They do the awesome camera push in on him as he twirls the gun and says, all right, now let's talk about getting me home. Mm-hmm. Cut to Ash in his shag palace full of hot chicks feeding him grapes.
God.
Right? And
Only.
well, you know what you got to do? You just got to travel through time and pull out something impressive that they don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Your dick?
Your
Almost anything
They
would work.
understand that.
Brian
Literally,
would pull out an iPhone.
like you're a Game Boy Advance.
This is ketchup.
Yeah, it could be ketchup. It'd be like, this is mayonnaise.
This is a bratwurst.
Tick tock on the clock. Just do it. And the whole crowd would be like, "You're a god."
Yeah. I brought you rock and roll.
I'm yelling timber.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's playing. No, it's just me. Ain't a damn thing changed.
Thou hast the sickest bars.
Thou must be a wizard. That was fire, sire.
My menstrual cloth has droppeth. All right, so
Is that mother's spaghetti on his sweater?
To be vomit on his tunic already. Is that mom's spaghetti?
Mother's spaghetti. Oh, he looks nervous, but on the surface,
Mayhaps he is calm and prepared.
ready to drop bombs. Literally.
he droppeth many catapults. Trope though for the fighting scenes here.
Yes.
he shoots like 4 rounds out of a double barrel shotgun.
Oh yeah.
They do a very amicable job of trying to make the noise in there where you really speed reload or something like where the Gears of War R trigger or whatever, but
He's
it's
just
not.
pumping his break action shotgun.
What it is.
That
It looks cool though. I loved it.
Gandalf comes in
Sorry.
to tell him, no, you're good. Gandalf comes in to tell him he has to quest for the Necronomicon. This is how he's-
Nep-a-nop-a-nop.
the Nepanopolis. It's the book of the dead from Evil Dead 2, and that's the only way he can get home.
Bound in human skin.
And as soon as he even mentions the Necronomicon, you hear this pot of water hit the ground and start to spill out everywhere. And this chick turns around and she's been possessed. In classic Evil Dead fashion, she jumps up into the air and is
Floating
floating
in the air,
around. And you will never retrieve the Necronomicon. You know?
Why did they have a witch boiling in a cauldron? Like, what was she doing
That's
there?
what witches do, man.
No,
she
but
was
was she an
possessed.
actual witch?
No,
No,
Like,
I think
No,
she
it's-
just, you know how like in Evil Dead 2, somebody would just snap and be possessed?
but how did she, like, what was she doing with the cauldron before she was a witch?
was probably
Cooking the
making
grapes.
soup.
They're feeding Ash.
Cooking the grapes.
Making spaghetti.
Soup, man. Soup.
Who
Campbell's.
wishes for mother spaghetti?
Yeah, they didn't have a ton of options for food there.
Yeah.
It's basically boiled
Meat?
this or boiled that. So
Venison.
Right.
I think that's all it is.
Rats.
Venison.
House of
whatever they
pepper.
get. Yeah.
Bread
Chicken.
Ferrets.
and mom spaghetti.
Yep.
After the pot of water spills and the deadite floats around, she then hits the ground in a heap, and Arthur goes over to reach over and grab her shoulder. This is my favorite, maybe top 3 line in the movie, is all of a sudden you see Ash grab his hand and go, "It's a trick. Get an axe."
that's so awesome because he has fell for that so many times that finally he's like, nope.
The nerd movie on
I know
Benning
what
guy.
she's doing. I know what she's doing. Get an axe.
Yes, it's so good. And she jumps up immediately. And then we get one of these beautiful Sam Raimi chaos scenes that is a quintessentially his style. You never see anybody else do it. They did this in Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock's arms came in the surgery room, came to life, and was all that craziness and the pots flying and people running across the room, and it's shot right in the middle of all that. Watch this scene, then watch that scene from Spider-Man 2. It's the same.
Right.
I love it.
Yep.
And the dude's running across. You just hear his feet, poof, and he goes flying back. And hey, she bitch, let's go.
It's the coolest ever. Like what he had to stand and wait. Just like
Right.
I'm gonna say some cool here. In a second. Hold on. She's gonna stop for a second and then I'm gonna say it. Ready? Here she goes. And then she stops it. Yo, she bitch. Oh God, it's so good.
It's so good.
So many great lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many.
And how many times do we say that just in other things, right? I use "it's a trick, get an axe" all the time.
I say that all the time too.
Yeah.
Yo, she bitch.
Yeah.
Go.
Yes. Let's go.
You got a lot of call for that? Is that the
Yes.
Siamese twin
We
thing
should
again?
need to have it in there.
Everybody got that?
Okay.
Can you imagine Deadite Siamese twins?
Oh boy.
No, thank you.
I think
On your
I
wife?
think Ash turns into one at one point. doesn't
Oh
he?
yeah.
No reason.
When-
Yeah, he does. He does.
He does.
You're right. Okay.
Because he
I'm sorry.
swallows.
I did not think
Himself.
I did not
Himself.
think we'd somehow circle back that one to actually connect it to the movie, but we have, and here we are because we are professionals.
That's what this
Okay.
science says.
We're professionals, right?
I've never been accused of that.
Ash gets ready to go on his quest, and I'm guessing. My guess here is that Bruce was sick of not having two hands.
Yep.
Because why the hell would you take the iconic chainsaw away and give him another hand, if only so that he didn't have to shoot this entire movie faking that he had a stump? And so he builds a bionic hand in the Middle Ages. And not just a prosthetic like, Roy Munson in Kingpin, that he can just go around and tape a sword to it or whatever. And that would have been funny.
Yep.
But it's like a fully functional goblet crushing metal fist.
It's awesome.
It is.
This is where he's Tony Stark. But I also want to say about the last scene.
Yeah.
He does one of the other coolest things I've ever seen in a movie when he rests the shotgun on his back and blows that dead away and then
Yes.
just
Oh, the shutter.
goes, yeah, I'm so badass. I can't even stand myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, we can go back to the glove now, but that was
But that's what I'm
super
saying.
cool.
He fails in almost everything except one thing. He's like a prodigy.
Yep.
It's like Jimi Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner behind his head. He can do whatever if it
Yeah.
comes to killing these stupid possessed deadites.
Yep. He's great at it. And he's way more badass in this movie than he was in the Evil Dead movies, it seems like. Like he's way more capable of any situation.
I feel like there was a switch that flipped about halfway through Evil Dead 2 when he goes out and he builds the chainsaw thing in the shed. And after that, it was the new Ash Williams.
Yeah.
It seems like. Because that was at the end of Evil Dead 2. I mean, he was doing the one-liners. He was saying groovy, which he just says here after building the hand.
Yep.
But he was also stepping, the basement thing shut and going, swallow this, and, all that stuff, right?
That's the greatest line.
Well, it's got to be part crazy, right? He goes part nuts and it's just like, well, I'm kicking their ass now. I don't
Right.
care. Yeah.
He builds his stuff. He's got his hand and all that stuff, and then Sheila comes over. Oh, I forgot my second favorite line of the movie from the
Good.
other
I was going to
scene.
wonder where you're going to come back to it.
Please. We got onto the witch so quickly. When he's sitting there being fed grapes, Sheila comes in with her blowout doomy hair. Okay, after feeling bad about what happened. Okay, I'm serious.
Great.
And she comes in.
Hashtag do me hair.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir, about what happened before. First you want to kill me, then you want to kiss me." Blow.
It's so good.
Without the spit, I think it's better with the spit.
Oh, for
I don't know
sure.
why it makes it better, but it makes it better. There's like a rhythm, a musicality to the line
Yeah.
almost. It's so good.
It is.
And Jenna was calling her out before he even got to the line. She comes in with the hair and she was like, "Oh, look at the hair." Now she just hit him with a rock and now she wants to be. So she's basically saying the line before Ash even did. It was great.
Now she saw his boomsticks and now
Right.
she wants to be with him.
Now she wants to be. And then she comes in again here after building the hand and she's got a gift.
That's great. I needed a blanket for my horse.
Do you remember what it says when she comes in?
What are you doing? Born in a barn? Shut the door. Probably born in the barn.
Probably were born in a barn.
Yeah, the primitives.
He thinks these people are lower than just dog crap. The way he talks to them, like he is just so superior to them. Your primitive minds wouldn't understand things with metal composition,
Alloys. And
alloys,
Don't touch that.
molecular structures.
Right.
Right. You can tell he's even just pulling whatever scientific words he can think of.
Don't they build swords and arrows and
Yes.
castles? I'm like, I think
That's
they
what I'm
understand
saying.
very well.
They understand a lot.
He used their tools to make his glove. They might understand a little of what you're talking about because
don't
you're
understand.
using their
They don't understand asshole.
No, that's what's so funny is that he treats them like freaking primitives. Probably did grow up in a barn because he just sees them all that way,
Right.
As peons. And so she comes in with the horse blanket, and
Well,
like
it's
you
a
said,
regular blanket.
regular blanket that he says I needed a horse blanket. I'm like, dude, Ash. If a girl back then that blanket riz was like that was how when she came in. Do you know what I'm saying? That was a move.
Blanket Riz
That was a
is
move.
reserved for movies.
She's
Blanket
like,
Riz is what when a guy brings a girl a blanket
That's
when
what
they're
I'm
going
saying.
to the movies.
But back then,
she's like, I'm ovulating.
yes. When a girl made you a blanket, first she had to make it. It's not like now I just go buy one. She makes you
It's
a
true.
blanket. She wants to do something on that blanket.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my wife handmade me curtains for Christmas.
All right. Well,
See?
that's just a blanket that hangs on your window.
But the funny thing is, of all the days to give them to me, why Christmas?
No.
Yeah.
Well, did you give her a vacuum the year before or something?
I did.
Well,
Full
there you
circle.
go.
I got you. I see your point.
That sucks.
You have to break the cycle, Bob.
Yeah.
So whatever crap gift
Blender.
you're planning on this year, switch field, go the other way.
Yeah, opposite. Whatever you have in your cart on the
Were you
Amazon
gonna
for
get her
your
like
wife,
a
do the
Cuisinart or
opposite.
something?
I'm sorry?
Were you gonna get her like a Cuisinart or something? Or
I have no idea what I was going to get her.
okay,
Did you say Cuisinart?
yeah.
Is a thing.
Do you mean cuisine art?
No, Ryan, that's not how you say that.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know
You see
about
what
that.
I have to deal with?
Well, no, you say cuisine art? That
Yeah.
sounds like a class at.
Well, if you think about it, it's
College.
cuisine as
I
in
take
food.
cuisine art.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to lose the Rachel Ray fans. We already lost Africa. Keep going, Ryan.
Ryan,
No, you're.
did you
you're
ever
gonna-
see freaking Spaceballs?
I've
Yes,
never
I
heard
did.
anyone call it cuisine art. Is there a space? Because if there's a space, you're absolutely right.
Remember,
There's not.
remember in
Yeah.
Spaceballs when he says, "What do we got on this thing? A cuisine art?" Is that what he says?
I'm not sure.
It's okay. You don't. It's not your fault.
All right, I'm just going to go.
You.
Don't go.
No,
don't go.
don't. It'll be an empty chair.
All right, well,
But
one of
if
you
everybody
assholes
gets-
owes me a blanket.
and a cuisine art.
He overcomes his big mistake of saying no to the blanket in the 1300s, which you don't do if you ever want to get laid.
Well, apparently you don't. It doesn't take that much.
For him, because he's Ash Williams, it's the chin. It does something. It's like a divining fork to her pants.
Sex.
Yes, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Right. And so he just comes at her with that chin.
Is it like
She
a
doesn't-
phallic symbol?
Yeah, he comes at her with that chin, and she
Look at my dick chin.
quite doesn't know what to
Yeah.
do. Right? She's like, "Oh crap!" And when he gets the chin right in there, he goes, "Give me some sugar, baby." What is she gonna do? Other than the fact that she probably doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but you know,
I'm not sure they had consent cams back then either. So I'm pretty sure that it was
I think she
basically
was like, I have to say yes, otherwise I
give
will
the
die.
sugar,
right.
Plus, you got to remember, this is probably the coolest man anyone has ever seen. Everyone, there were dudes out in the
Yeah.
outside the barn that were like, if you don't want her, I will
Sheila-
step in and give you the sugar, whatever that means, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
That
Sheila-
bald guy was like 27 years old, probably.
Yeah.
Easy. He was maybe 27 years old.
And on the other side
I
of
have
the door,
lived
like,
a good life.
Arthur was 19. Okay, I guarantee.
He was middle aged.
Yeah, for them that was middle aged.
he had the hair of a 20-year-old, though.
Gandalf gives Ash the instructions. All right, when you go to find the Necronomicon, you have to say these 3 words.
What's Gandalf though? Like 35?
Probably. He started growing it when he was 7. Yeah, the beard. You grew beard hair way faster back in medieval days.
Probably because there's no like red dye 8 in the
That's
food.
what I'm saying, because they didn't have red dye.
As long as they lived back then.
They
That was
drank
the
milk
oldest guy
straight
around.
from cows. That puts hair on your chest and face immediately,
No.
right?
Instant aging.
Instant. He says, "All right, you got to go
Raw
find
milk and raw dog in it.
what now?
Raw dung?
No,
Raw dung?
raw dog in it.
Oh, yeah. Also,
I do also know. I don't know.
Maybe that's what the blanket was for, though.
that's
No, man.
Sheila wasn't a blanket giver. People were really shocked. There's other girls like, okay, they feed guys grapes at the drop of a hat anyway. But when she made the blanket, they knew this was a special guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There was no need for lambskin.
No, not at all. Or goat intestines or whatever it was that
Nope.
So
they would
gross.
use.
Yeah.
Crocodile dung.
That's the only if you couldn't get a goat
That's what the
intestine or
Egyptians used.
lambskin.
Lambskin.
Then the Egyptians used that for real.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Crocodile dung?
Look it up.
Okay. I will.
Google image
Rest
it.
in peace, your search history.
No images. And not on my computer, but I will definitely look it up.
Do it on your work computer.
Look it up on the guy you don't like at work's computer.
Yeah, even better. So
I like all my
you were so
coworkers
quick
so
with
far.
that. What have you done to people you work with?
Don't piss me off.
Fair enough.
How do we find this out?
He gives him instructions. You got to say where the words are Klaatu, Ferrata, Niktu.
Nick too, yeah.
Say them back.
Klaatu, Parada, Necto.
Again.
I got it.
I got it.
I know your damn words.
And off he rides and gallops off into the woods. And this horse obviously saw Evil Dead 2 because as soon as like the POV camera started coming through the woods, the horse was like,
What's wrong, boy? His horse turns into Lassie.
I want to know what that is. What is the thing that's because everyone can see it,
yeah.
but we don't know what it is. It just shows up and either root rapes a lady or turns someone into
And one time it was a face
monster.
coming through a door, right?
Yeah. And so like, is that face what everyone sees when they turn around, and that's why they
Freak out.
all their pants and,
Yeah.
and take off running? Even
And
a
he
horse.
like flies through a mud puddle, keeps going.
Yep.
Horse was like, "You're not root raping me."
Yeah, that horse was not going out like Artax and Never Ending Story. No way. It was like no mud puddles. We're gonna keep going.
He said, absolutely. That scene wrecked me as a child. In this whole scene, he chases him basically straight into a windmill, slams the door. Now he's in the windmill. This whole windmill scene, to me, is basically a little redux of Evil Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's him spending the night in a cabin by himself with the Evil Dead basically messing with him for the entire night. Whether it was making the lampshades and the deer head laugh at him, or the piano playing, or the mirror coming at him, or whatever in the first one. Now here he is again. Evil Dead's outside, trapped in a cabin, and a bunch of nonsense starts happening. I'm like, hold on. This is a 10-minute scene that's basically the previous movie, which I thought was a cool thing to do. So he gets in here, and it's basically, he's like, I'm not dealing with this bull crap again, and yeets himself into the mirror because he sees himself, and that's why he does it. Because remember when his reflection attacked him in Evil Dead 2. So he just throws himself in the mirror. Jenna was really confused about why he did that. I had to explain that whole thing because his image attacked him or whatever. But all it ends up doing is scattering these pieces, and a bunch of little reflections of him, these mini ashes, crawl out of the mirror and start to mess with him. And they're chucking forks at him. They got a nail they're going to stick up through his foot.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's Looney Tunes.
You pause it, you can see one of them is Bruce Campbell and the other two are not Bruce Campbell.
No.
Yeah.
There was 3 guys. One was Bruce, and then 2 guys with chins glued on. You can even see the seam lines.
Yeah.
But they move so quick in the movie, you have to pause it to be able to tell because they're always in rapid motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like prosthetic chin.
Yeah. And that's the disease of our digital age now, where like you can see all that stuff because the effects look
Yeah.
woof on some of these parts because of, not because they did it wrong, it's still good, but because of our digital
Now we have
capabilities,
it.
now we can see all
We're
that.
not watching
4K.
it. Yeah, I know. So I'm saying
I
we're not
hate
watching
4K.
it on a VHS on a tube TV, and then watching it now in 4K on our 75 inch.
Some movies
Right.
should not be 4K HD remastered or whatever the hell they call
Yeah,
it.
this is one of them.
Yep.
I think the effects were made for.
If you watch Aliens on 4K,
No, I haven't.
it's not good.
I've heard that it's
Effects
not great.
wise.
It's not, effects wise.
No.
It literally shows everything
Yeah.
in the backdrop.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Just
I'll take my DVD.
yeah, for sure.
I'll take Blu-ray.
They never thought we'd be able to see all it. Literally, because when you're making a film, there's a shorthand that they use. They'll say, okay, well, this looks kind of janky, but then you go, but will it play to camera? Right? Like, that's it.
Yep.
However janky it looks. And sometimes you watch behind the scenes footage and stuff, you're like, oh, that looks terrible. The actual behind the scenes documentary, but it played to camera with the lighting and the color correction and whatever else. And it didn't matter how it looked when you're standing right next to it. If it plays to camera, it doesn't matter.
No.
And that's all that matters.
And not to be too nerdy, but video games will do it where you can have different ad scan lines or ad like it's on a CRT TV and stuff.
Yeah.
And they should do that for movies like this, where
Yeah.
like this, you should be able to watch this like it's a VHS tape on a tube TV. That should be an option that you click with subtitles from.
I do 100% agree with you. That's why I like when the indie filmmakers are doing like a Terrifier. It looks like you're watching a VHS tape,
Yep.
but in high definition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the way that those filmmakers do it, like the indie filmmakers now, like they literally have such a warm spot for the 80s and 90s
Right.
filmmaking style.
I love that.
But it's like I watch not to get sidetracked, but I watch Red One and I'm just like, you could see I'm watching.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
You can't hide anything.
Can't hide anything. Everything looks fake.
Which is why you almost have to CGI everything these days.
But even it's worse when you CGI everything.
And that's even worse, right?
Because you see everything.
So you're like, okay, can we just shoot in 1080, which still looks great?
Yeah.
1080p, and not 4K. And where it looks like The Hobbit, when they originally, the format they shot that in, it looked like a TV show because TV runs at 60 frames a second, and it was so brightly lit. It looked like a television show, and they had to redo the whole thing because it was like you could see too much. Yeah. It's physical media. That's why you hang on to your old VHSs. That's why you have a TV like we have here at the Forge, where you can watch that stuff the way it used to be. I know we're going to sound like the get off my grass old guys, but there's a reason it was made that way.
Yeah. Stop ruining it.
Right.
Yeah. Or bring back the 80s and 90s style of filmmaking, or even the early 2000s, like the early 2010s.
Right. And they could do it. I mean, look at Tarantino, shoots on film.
Yeah.
I know you hate every time I go to him, but like,
no,
he shoots
Ryan hates when you
That's
go to
right.
him.
Ryan hates it. But he shoots on film. His stuff looks great. It doesn't look new.
Right.
And it still slaps.
Yeah.
And he would definitely buy pictures of your feet.
He will.
For sure.
He would, for sure.
Why does T2 look so good now?
That's how we get him on. T2?
T2.
It still looks great.
So looks great.
How many years later?
Yeah.
Because it was almost all
still looks
practical.
good.
Damn near 40. 35 years later.
Because they gave a and it wasn't easy back then. That's why it still looks good, because they had to care and make it look good.
Yep.
Now it's so easy to do. I mean, easy relatively. But CGI is just what you do. They don't even have like squibs anymore. Blood spatter is CGI now.
You want
Same
quality,
as the muzzle flare coming out of guns.
Right.
I think you want quality filmmaking. You got to go watch like the ones that are low budget.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's like it's taking a turn. It's not the big budget movies now that are good stuff. It's more like the small scale films.
I hope so. I hope that's the way it starts to go. Yeah.
So,
And there's been some really, really good low budget indie action films that have come out.
The Raid,
The Raid, fantastic.
Monkey Man.
Monkey Man, another good one.
John Wick.
A lot of the stuff that, John Wick, the first one, basically was. A lot of those Mel Gibson movies that he made, like Dragged Across Concrete and the Get the Gringo and like that stuff.
He had a new one came out called Monster Island or something. He teams up with kids and finds a monster.
Okay.
I'm like,
I'm
Mel
just
Gibson?
like
What's this?
these filmmakers that are doing those movies, great. Give them more, please, but not more
And
money.
their new ideas.
Yeah.
Brian and I were just talking about this the other day, where the schedule of new movies coming out for next year are sequels and
Remakes.
stuff, remakes,
Live action
and everything
remakes
else,
of
right?
animated things.
Yeah.
Animated live action remakes.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
I'm gonna happily boycott that movie.
Who was sitting around going, if they'd only tell me Mufasa's story from, because that first one was so great. I love The Lion King, and I'm not afraid to say it, but that live action bull was trash.
No, and I'll say this, and then we got to get back to Army of Darkness. But I saw somebody retweet a screenshot from Mufasa. He goes, "You guys used to make Fantasia."
Yeah.
It's basically what the guy said.
You made The Lion King.
Right.
And now you're doing this.
Right. Like those are two like groundbreaking movies. And now you're just spitting up regurgitated crap.
Yeah. This is live action animals that
they
have their
look
mouth moves.
cartoony.
What?
Right.
You look at Snow White, you're like, this is not live action. This is her playing around on a green screen.
On a green screen. She's live action.
Well, she's a dumbass.
But that's it. but like every animal and dwarf she's interacting with is not there.
No.
Right. All right.
But the special effects in Army of Darkness slap for the time.
Yes.
For that $10 million, $11 million budget.
And so when he got his nail stuck through his shoe and he fell backwards and knocked himself out and woke up in Gulliver's Travels, he's all
God,
tied down.
I can't move.
And one of them just they like plug his nose and dives into his mouth. So, and this is great because it's just Bruce. And he gets up and he starts freaking out about, this thing's in his stomach. And he tries to kill it by drinking some
Boiling water.
boiling water. Thank you.
It's Looney Tunes. Like,
oh, yeah.
to literally where there's playing cartoon sound effects during this stuff. So, and then he goes and drinks the boiling.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Hey. Yeah.
And he drinks it. How about some hot chocolate, huh?
All right. Yeah.
But it looks
And you can
terrifying.
see him under
'cause it's
there
like-
just, oh, no.
And they add in the sounds
burns
with
his
it, and
He burns his hand when he's trying to pick it up.
He needs to use a spatula to get his face off of the stove.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so
no mark.
great.
It is.
He's such a gift. I know we said this before. He's such a gifted physical comedian actor.
He is.
And he does it again in this movie. And it's literally just him in a room by himself going, getting his face off of griddles, choking down boiling water, which would absolutely fry.
Oh yeah, his head is toast. Like you just were on a hot skillet for however long to scrape it off. You'd be the mask
that'd be
and
Two-Face.
Yeah, and then do you flip a coin and then drink water for sure?
He thinks that kills the thing inside of him. I don't know if he thought about this. This is freaking grody. And all of a sudden he starts itching his shoulder and he pulls his shirt down and there's just an eyeball. It was so well done.
Scariest thing in the movie.
Yeah. And it's just blinking a couple times. And then he runs outside and now it's like a head.
Oh, dear God, it's getting bigger.
Now it's a conjoined twin that's just smacking him in the face.
Yes.
Right.
Obviously not, it's a dummy, but it's well done for the time. And he sits down on the ground and he's writhing and finally it separates from himself. And now dear God, there's two of them. And the director's cut is helpful here because there's some dialogue here they cut out. There's
a director's cut?
Oh, yeah.
There.
The studio
What?
chopped the crap out
That's so weird because I was sitting there watching it today going, I wonder if there's a director's cut of this movie. And I feel like I thought that I saw one
there
at
is.
one point.
because the studio chopped the hell out of it.
You were saying something earlier about the studio between Bruce Campbell and the studio.
Yeah, they basically were trying so hard to get a PG-13 rating that originally it was the beheading the witch in the pit, and they couldn't got an NC-17 the first time they tried to get the thing rated, and he chopped that out, and then the studio took cut away from Sam and edited the crap out of it, still trying to get a PG-13. They couldn't get it no matter what they did, and then they released this 88-minute version or whatever it is. It's like less than 90 minutes.
No.
Out. That's why the movie's so short. There is a director's cut. There's actually 4 versions of the movie out there. Because one was like people liked the director's cut, but they didn't like the ending because Sam, when he did the director's cut, put the bad ending on the movie.
Oh, and he overslept.
He oversleeps.
I woke up in the wrong time.
Like 3,000 years later, and he's got a giant white beard. You know,
Yeah.
He didn't say the words right or whatever. So now there's also a version where it's the director's cut, but it's got the good ending. And then there's like the TV European version that's even a little bit different than the other ones. And yeah, so there's all these versions of the movie, but there is a director's cut here where he talks to Evil Ash before he just started going, good in little tooch, good in little tooch. And he basically says like, who are you? Why are you doing this? You know, and there's like maybe 3 or 4 extra lines of dialogue, but I think it sets up the scene a little bit better because here he's like, who are you? I'm bad Ash and you're good Ash, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he starts punching
And
him.
he starts, punching him and doing the little kicks and stuff.
Good, bad. What does he say?
I'm the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
He's doing the little dance, and then he rested on his arm, and he's like, "Hey," and then just blows him
gives a
away, and then
little nod.
good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
And it seems like an easy thing to do, but just even in shooting that in a medium close-up that, again, pushes in a little bit as he steps forward and says the line, add a little bit of music, and it makes an iconic moment. It's not hard to do. Yet so many still fail miserably at this. Right? Mm-hmm. Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun. And then this is very reminiscent of Evil Dead 2. He chops him up in pieces, and he's going, they don't show anything, because, again, they're trying to get that PG-13. Ends up with a sack of body parts, throws it into a grave, and the head rolls out. He's like, you will never receive the Necronomicon. You'll die in the graveyard before you get it.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey,
You
you got something on your face.
I'll come back for you.
The timing of the and the dirt hitting his face is comedically perfect, I feel like.
Yeah.
Perfect timing on that. Great stuff. Buries him up. Okay. We get to the unholy altar of the Necronomicon. He totally forgets to say the words. He just grabs one of the books. He's like, oh, nobody said anything about 3 books.
Well, this is weird because he opens these books and doesn't say.
No.
So he's like, he already screwed it up.
Right.
Because if one of those books was the one he's supposed to take, he hasn't said the words. So
No.
and he's already messed it up.
Right. But how much of a badass is Ash Williams? Dude gets sucked into some kind of demonic portal and pulls his ass out of it.
Satan's anus.
Right out of Satan's
Just saying
anus.
that.
I'm like, dude, he could barely, it was like sucking his arms in, and he pulled himself out. That's one of the
Face is all long. reminded me of. And then he's
Yeah.
whoa.
It's good to know that if your face ever becomes like that, you just got to shake it really
shake it
hard
off.
and then you can get back.
But isn't that Ash Williams in a nutshell?
Yes.
Just shake it off.
Just
and
shake it
keep
off.
going. Yep.
It's one of the most, I think, overlooked but badass things he does in the entire. Like, he's sucked up and the book closes and it's like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, bad guys win.
Right.
He's like, no, I'm going to crawl out. It's so good. And then he's like, all right, that's obviously not the right one. He reaches over and grabs the second one. For some reason, fingers into its mouth is
Yeah.
how he chooses to grab this thing. And I think bites down on him and starts to fly around like a bat and come back at him again.
Yeah, and as a public service message, if you ever come across a book that has a mouth, do not stick your fingers in there. That's not how you pick up that book.
Pick it up by the spine,
Right.
baby.
You grab it on the sides and
Right.
get consent. And you can feel free if you need to.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, do I have your consent to handle you?
Exactly. I'll swallow your soul.
Oh, that's
Swallow whatever you want, but can I hold you?
Finally, before he reaches for the third one, he realizes, oh crap, I forgot to say the words. Gladu, Verada,
Necktie.
necktie,
Neptune. Nickel.
N-word. It's definitely an N-word. Like, be careful. Because it's Ash. You don't know. Right?
My butt puckered. As soon as he walked away saying that, I was like, oh no,
N-word.
don't do it.
This isn't Call of Duty.
The way he freaking... Bob and I have watched this together and laughed at this part specifically so hard.
Yes, we
'Cause
did.
the way he looks around and he goes, Glatu, Verada. Well, okay.
I said it.
So that's it, I guess.
Yep. It's so fantastic.
It's so Ash.
He's bluffing the spirit world.
Loving the spirit world.
Because there's no witness. So if anyone asks him, he can say, I probably said it in there. You know, I probably said it.
But the fact that he thinks that's going to work, that whatever demonic spirit is guarding the book is going to go, that was close enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. He coughed. I think he said it. Right? No.
You can't prove I didn't.
You can't
Counselor.
bluff the demon world, as Ryan said. Right? I guess I'll just take this book then. Right? We're all fine here. Everything's fine here now. How are you?
A slight weapons malfunction.
It's like book malfunction. Give me a second here to lock it down. What's your operating number? He takes the book, and of course he didn't say the frickin' words. And so the graveyard, and it's like earthquaking, and all hell breaks loose. And these skeleton arms start to come out of the ground, and they're like, they can't see because it's just their arms out, but they're like blind fighting Ash, and they've got
They're
him.
three stooging him.
Yes, it's great.
For sure.
Was that a critical tone I detected?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, God, it was hilarious.
Okay.
He's like, the icon comes in, he's like, oh, and he blocks it with his hand. Grabs him by the
Grabs
tongue.
his tongue, yeah.
Grabs him by both sides of his mouth.
My son laughed his ass off during this.
He blocks it this
and then
time
with two
and then
eyes.
tries to block it again and then dook. Yeah.
Two separate hands.
Right.
At one point he goes, and then all 8 fists come in
Yeah.
and punch him in the face at the same time.
This is magic.
This is what's, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. This is all on Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
Okay. There's nothing on this set but 8 puppeteers with skeleton arms and him and a camera.
Right.
And he's got to do, and he does it and sells the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And there's just, that just off screen, there's dudes in their Levi's and their,
Holding skeleton arms,
just go jabbing in there and punching him. And this dude's just doing everything right in front of the camera. And I can't give him enough credit.
Yeah. And I'm sure that they sat around and went, it'd be funny. Because if
Right.
like they did, if we Three Stooged them with these
Which I
skeleton
guess is
arms.
like a Sam Raimi
Yeah.
thing that he
They're super into the Three Stooges.
Super
He
into
is super into Three Stooges, and so was Bruce Campbell, I think.
Right.
So
They all were. And I love, and look, the movie, I think the tone of the movie at this point is already well established that you're not
Right.
breaking tone.
Right.
I think by going into a little bit of a Three Stooges.
we're back
No,
to
we
Looney
just did
Tunes.
Looney Tunes,
Right.
now Three Stooges, so it's
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's such a weird line that Sam has to run with this movie because there are moments that are legitimately scary. There is real horror in parts, and you're fighting this, army of the dead. But then it's a comedy, and you're being slightly well, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tongue in cheek.
Tongue in cheek. Yeah, tongue in cheek throughout the whole thing. But you're never going full parody either. So
No.
he really walks this line through the whole thing.
If you don't do that, this movie sucks ass.
Yes.
And not to give away too much of what I think of it, but like that's the brilliance, like you say, of this is that it keeps you happy and comedy and all that stuff,
Right.
but then still slips in stuff that's like, ew, that's gross.
I will hold up this freaking scene with the skeleton arms as his comedic brilliance as I would with him fighting his own hand with the plate smashing into his own head and all that stuff in the second one. Just incredible. Before he he does get out of there, Ash rides back, but before he can get out, the final skeleton fists him in the mouth basically, and then nut shots him and spits it out. It's one of the best nut shots, I think. He's like, it goes. He runs out of there. On his way back, we see evil Ash is reassembled and resurrected.
Mullet Ash.
Mullet Ash.
Yeah.
There's like a line here. I never noticed, but again, now that I've got a better TV, you can see like the lines where his head was separated into different pieces, right? And Ash rides back to the castle.
And you can see the, I guess, buckshot, would it be?
Yeah.
In his jawline where he shot him in the face. Yeah.
And Ash gets back to the castle, and they're all like, "We're saved! You're back! Yeah. We love you." I got the out of my face.
Yeah. It's so good. So good.
What other movie has done the conquering hero was home like Army of Darkness? Like, yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Here's your Necronomicon.
Dunks his head in a horse trough, just like
Did you say the words?
he knows.
Yeah. Did you say them exactly? Yeah, I said them. Basically, I said them. Yeah.
Did
they're
not
like-
every syllable, but I said it. Yeah. Yeah.
And they are basically the medieval version of you fecking moron.
Yeah, the guy's just like, well, we're screwed. I can still get you home, but we are proper thumped. Thanks, Ash. I guess we'll see you later. We're all getting pineapples up our ass in hell from now on, but at least you'll get home. Thanks, Ash,
Right. Cool.
for not being able to remember a word. You couldn't write it on your wrist, you dick.
No. And even after that kind of guilt trip, he's like, so when can we?
When can we get the
we
ceremony
get this thing
started?
going?
He's like, I'll go get my book. Fine. This is all you care about.
We'll just do it now.
Right. I'll do it live.
Makes you happy. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll say the thing. Right then, this is when Sheila runs over to him. He's like, "It's over, baby. I'm sorry. I got to get out of here." She's like, "What about all those sweet things that you said to me back in the shed or whatever?"
That was just pillow talk, baby.
No. It was more than that.
Pillow talk.
And right then, this freaking pterodactyl albino bird swoops out of the sky and snatches up Sheila to take her away.
It's the best monster in the movie, and you don't see it again.
No, that's it. And it was actually a cool costume. It had 4 arms.
Yep.
And one stunt woman inside could slip the arms into either the front to do the grabbing or the other 2 to do the flapping. And it was
cool.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome monster. Never see it again. I thought they were going to have to fight that monster in the final battle. No, he drops her off. He's like, "So I'm good. I could take off, go haunt somebody else in another realm."
Yeah. You guys don't need anything else? You just wanted me to pick up that chick, bring her back here? All right.
So she
cool.
could be assaulted in front of all these skeletons.
Exactly.
This is what we do in our family. We fly and pick up maidens and drop them off with demonic forces.
That's right.
That's what we do, son.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't fight in wars. All right. That's not
Someday
for us.
you'll grow to appreciate what we do.
Right.
The demonic delivery service is a very important business.
Okay.
We do not get involved.
Never get involved.
We're demonic Switzerland as far as you're concerned.
We don't choose sides in this. We just pick up bitches and drop them. That's what we do. That's why we put that on the truck. That's
right.
We pick up bitches and drop them off.
After-
It doesn't say, let's get involved in a war, does it, son? It says, pick up bitches, drop them off.
After he drops them off, he gets in a truck and drives
Yes,
away.
exactly. He's like,
With
okay,
its
now
wings and everything?
we got to get those other the other packages out there. Sorry.
Okay, the other
camera.
packages.
Am I still in the shot?
Oh, it's a better angle now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome. Oh my gosh. A scout rides back to after she gets assaulted. Like her top is ripped off. They don't see anything, but like
Yeah, she gets worked.
Ash works over Sheila. Evil Ash does at the camp or whatever.
Yeah,
I guess it still counts as he's part of the. He is originally was part of the same
Yeah,
Yeah.
person, so I guess it counts as Ash.
Give me
It's
some
a-
sugar, baby.
that's right. And
That's
he gets to
it.
He says it.
He does.
No.
He gets a little bit more than Sugar, I think.
No.
Yeah.
No, he gets second base. And a scout rides back to the castle to tell them that they only have 2 days until the evil army arrives. And so they're like, we should flee with the rest of them, because a lot of people have flee. There's like 60 people left in this castle. And Ash is standing up on the ramparts, fires his shotgun off, and says, you want to run home, go ahead. But me, I'm through running.
And then it turns into the Lord of the Rings.
That's right.
You can have my axe.
That's right.
And my bow. And Sam Raimi's brother.
Ted Raimi's in there. He's
Yeah.
like, and I'm into... You have my bow.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, if Legolas had come in,
That would have been great.
Amazing.
You have my
One
mayonnaise.
does not simply fight the army of darkness.
Right. That'd be great. Well, you sure don't, because you just get big arrows shot into
Not
you.
with 100 men could we do this.
Much less 60.
That's right. Oh, dude. No, Ashley Williams gets up there and he's like, you go ahead and if you want to run home. But who's, he says, no, he goes, I've just been informed by Arthur that the war is canceled. You can all go home. Meanwhile, ideals like peace, they get thrown out. I'm going to get on my horse and I'm going across that field and I'm going to kick that evil, incestuous, conjoined twin evil version of me so hard that the next evil conjoined twin of mine is going to feel it. Who wants to go home? Who wants to go with me? It's basically the Street Fighter
Yes, it
speech.
is.
He said, who's with me?
It is.
I'll go. I wanted to go.
Yes.
Just from what you said there.
It's great.
Nope.
He teaches them chemistry and bombs and fighting. And
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
These are the only moves you need, group of people. Hiya, hooah, kick, repeat. And he shows them that once, and in that montage, then it's just like, hey, we did it. I made an army because I showed him 3 things.
Aren't
All right,
these
gentlemen.
guys?
This is called women's self-defense.
Exactly.
No, what's the Chris Nolan?
The Chris. Oh God.
What's it called?
Oh God. I
can't remember.
Kentai.
Yes.
And Kente.
This is Kente. That's right.
Help me. What is that?
I don't
Dark
know.
Knight fighting style. that
right.
Batman-
Okay.
The worst fighting style ever to put to camera.
Yep. Okay, I gotcha.
But also,
We got to turn the lights off.
aren't
right?
these guys already soldiers? We're right. It's too bright in here. We're going to do Chris Nolan's Dark Knight. Aren't they already soldiers? Why is the guy that works at Kmart teaching them how to fight?
I think they weren't. I think that's why there were only 60 of them, because all of their soldiers got killed. And that's why they said, how are we going to do this? We only have like
Okay.
the shmegmas of our
But there
town.
are some soldiers, like Arthur, isn't he more qualified to teach them
Yeah.
how to fight?
But they only have like 27-year-olds, so they're all old.
Listen, Ash knows how to fight from Streets of Rage from
Oh, yeah.
video game.
From Street-
That's the only
That's how
4
we learned
moves in Streets of Rage.
Like, hold on a second. That's the A-B combo from Streets of Rage. That
Absolutely.
You just mash A-B, A-B, A-B.
Yeah, that movie would have been way shorter if there was just a huge fire Hadouken that went into that. Yeah. But this is where he's Tony Stark again.
Yeah.
He's making bombs and turning his car into some kind of
Oh, dude.
death machine and whatever.
It's a giant battle bot.
Yeah,
That's what
but
it is.
They've got a engine hoist and stuff in the 1300s.
They did.
They had. Did they?
How do you think they work on their war horses?
I
right.
guess you have to lift them. I
hoisted it
guess
up,
like
that-
well,
Hoist it
let
up,
me.
get the armor under there.
My horse is broke. I'm
sorry,
Well,
that
let me
guy-
get it up on the lift here, and I'll
Take a
take
look.
a look under
Oh,
there.
that's your
Oh,
problem
you lost
right
a
there.
shoe.
Here's your problem. He doesn't have any balls anymore. That's a girl horse.
This is a gelding now.
The guy had a leather apron on. He knows his stuff.
right. That's how you know they're good.
He hoisted that engine on.
He had
Oh,
balls
man.
still.
It's like you just...
Yeah.
That's what the apron's for.
What is this thing, turbocharged?
But that's where he's Jebediah again. Like,
Yeah.
Ash Williams made this in a cave. No.
The evil army arrives, and as Ash looks out upon the ramparts and the approaching army, he says...
Just maybe I can have these guys stop them from taking that book. Yeah, maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot. It's great.
Oh, top 3 line in the movie for me.
There's so many great lines in
I
this
know.
movie. This had had the best lines in the entire year of 1992.
It just never stopped. Every scene has a banger in it somewhere.
Like you're lucky if you have maybe no one has as many good lines besides Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right, as far as one-liners go.
Yes, like Bruce Campbell rivals Schwarzenegger in the one-line department.
But I don't know if Arnie ever had a movie with this many in one film.
Everything he says in this is that.
Yeah.
Is the perfect thing to say in this situation.
Right.
And there's no dialogue for Bruce Campbell in this.
Right.
That isn't that. And that's why it's amazing. Because every line he says is a great t-shirt, you know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bruce Campbell in this is the action hero that Bruce Willis tries to be.
Yes.
Because Bruce Willis always wants to put all these one-liners in, and it just doesn't work.
He's got like a 20% hit rate. Like sometimes they'll work really well. Yippee-ki-yay is a great send-off. A few other ones.
Everything he says in Last Boy Scout. Yeah.
Everything like that Last Boy Scout.
Everything says.
Goat cheese pizza. He loves calling back to that. But
Hit me again, I'll kill you.
everything, he's never hit 1,000%.
Right.
Ash hit 1,000% in this movie. Incredible.
Well, I sent you a text today that said, "It's too bad we can't do a favorite line from this." But
we
would
kind
you
of
pick?
are, right? Yeah, we're saying all of them.
I would say she bitch, let's go.
That's your favorite line?
Yeah.
Or
I think it's for me. It's a trick. Get an X. Yeah.
the ending is my favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh well, we'll get in there.
Yeah.
Right now. The evil army arrives. He says, "Maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot." And Sam Raimi, as a director, he's got, as his army marches in, there's this prolonged sequence where all the skeleton guys are marching in. And if you look past the foreground, you can see it's just guys in costumes with skeletons on like black leotards to look like skeletons, but they're human dudes.
I didn't care, but it was great.
It's fine. What I'm saying is it works because in the foreground is where he's got the puppets. Just the skeletons, and they're turning, and their jaws are opening and all that stuff, and they're playing the flutes, which made me laugh because I'm like, of course, all these people that got resurrected wouldn't all be warriors. Like, I play the flute. And he's like, all right, you're coming too. And they were marching on the castle, and the foreground, you never really look much beyond that, and they're just far enough away where it looks like it's an army of skeletons. And so what I'm saying is it absolutely works.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's only got about 9 or 10 skeletons that he's putting in front of the camera at all times.
I always thought of it as like they were monsters in different stages of decay as they pulled them out of the ground.
That's what I
it
thought,
didn't bug me as much. Like, it's not a skeleton. That's
Once they get into the sword play and inside the castle, you could see the stuntmen in the outfits.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
they're probably in the pre-stage decay status.
At no point did it ever take me out of it or go, oh, well, that's obviously not a skeleton. I just loved the puppet work.
The puppet work's great.
good stuff.
The puppeteering is great.
And I loved how the
Animatronics.
skeletons became like just fodder, but they almost had lines where, like when he's
Hey, where you going?
gets hey, you get over here, bah! And he's crawling on the ground, and the one gets under those rocks. Oh, Ash is flying up there. He's like, "Meh."
Give me a kiss. Get off of her. Yeah. Breaks it.
They all sound like 20s, old timey 20s cops. Like, "Meh, see,
They do.
I'm gonna get you, Ashley.
You're never going to take me alive, Shay.
Get out of
This is
here."
our hill, and these are our beans. They start out by firing bomb arrows at them, and the freaking explosions, where it's obviously a stationary skeleton, and I didn't care because when they were catapulting the guys right in from the other side or arrowing, boom, and these freaking skeletons are just blowing up in the field, and I thought it was fantastic.
Nope.
That was good tension building when he's waiting for the arrows, and the arrows are all getting shrunken. Like,
the wicks on them,
the wicks are going down.
And even the guys who don't know what this does yet are like,
now,
shit, guys.
Arthur's looking. He's like looking back, and he's just like, just wait.
Hold.
Now, fire. And after they're getting bombed, it cuts to Evil Ash, who's sitting up on the hill, and he goes, "Come on, you miserable bastard, Sally!" Sally, and its jaw keeps falling off. Sally fart.
Yeah.
Sally fart. Moment there. The skeletons break through the gate, and this is where Ash rides out in his giant battle bot, which is just like this chopper blade on the front of his Oldsmobile.
So awesome.
Oh, they made that. He's got the goggles and everything from like the 20th century, but it's, back then. And
then he says, "Welcome to the 21st century."
Yeah. Which he's not from.
Yeah. He doesn't know about that yet.
Still got about 8 more years left.
Yeah. Right. Starts chopping through these skeletons like crazy. It was awesome. They guys went flying.
They definitely had the same skeleton crew that they did from Rolling Thunder.
Yes.
Like the mannequin.
The mannequins, the TJ
the mannequins that the TJ Maxx skeleton.
like this, all of a sudden it goes flying.
I was wondering what they did with the helicopter from Kill and Kill Again. And they stuck it to the front of this car.
It would have been the right size.
Yeah, it's a perfect size. The Power Wheels helicopter.
What'd you think of this sequence, Ryan?
It's very entertaining for sure.
What was your favorite part on the whole sequence
Of the battle.
of the battle that made you just go, "That was cool"?
I think the part where the skeleton was trying to get to him, and then
Yes.
he crushes it.
Yeah.
When you did the
Yes.
Yeah.
That part was awesome.
He shoots the one off the bye.
Well, Sheila steps in front of, and she looks like her old son.
Booty blinded.
And he's absolutely booty. Thank you. He's blinded by booty.
He's blinded by.
He leaps out and destroys the car.
The car veers off to the side of her and then lands in front of her. So
Yeah.
that thing like went here.
That was a really cool effect. And then Beth Davis, obviously she's in front of a screen.
Yeah.
But she sells the whole thing. The way she walks off camera, like exits left and
Absolutely.
everything. She sells it really well.
Absolutely.
But it reminded me of Rat Race when the guy shows
Yes.
he just
Yeah. That girl flashes the guy
Yeah.
with Seth Green, and they
Yeah.
just drift off the street.
into a monster truck rally.
Yes. Oh, please. Have you seen Rat Race?
Have not.
See Rat Race. Rat Race?
I've seen it like once.
Oh, guys,
Barely
go
remember
back
it.
to it. Please go see it.
Great.
Hilarious.
Great movie.
It's a race. I hope I win. So good. So good. All right. After she walks off, Sheila attacks him and he yeets her into the pit. This is the first time they have another interaction coming up here in a little bit. But he yeets her into the pit, and I was like, God, payback, because she hit him with the rock in the
Yep.
pit from before.
Full circle right there.
Circle right there. I love that. Then he starts. I laughed out loud. This is when he starts picking up whole skeletons and breaking them in half.
Right.
Right. And they obviously added voiceover to like, hey, what are you doing? Just like Brett the Hitman Hart, like backbreaker over his knee.
Yeah.
It's like Bane with Batman.
I will break you now.
That's right.
It will be painful.
It will be painful.
And this because they're obviously not moving at all is what makes it so hilarious. They're obviously very rigid. And he's just like, get over here.
But it's done so quickly, like you don't even pay attention.
No.
Yeah.
It's like only when you see the movie 9 billion times, like
Yes.
us weirdos, it's like it's beautiful.
And it looks like they're about to be overrun. Like the skeleton guys start winning, and there's 4 guys guarding the book, and Arthur is like 10 feet away from them getting killed, and he's like, "No, stay by the book." The one guy wants to run
like
up and
4 arrows
Arthur's
out of them.
Arthur's a bad guy. He kicks one in the face,
Yeah.
punches one, and stabs
Yeah.
one. I'm like,
he's got arrows sticking out of his back.
oh yeah, he's Arthur.
Right.
And just then is when Henry the Red show up with his 9 men or whatever. He didn't.
Yeah.
he had
Little
lot of
late,
dudes with-
Henry. Little late.
7 o'clock. Okay. You primitives don't know how to use a watch.
They had a Django Unchained meeting with their outfits.
I haven't
we
changed
riding-
my sundial since
riding in with
daylight
the hoods?
savings.
Are we riding in the red, or are we riding in the gray or white? I mean,
No one's saying they're not nice. We like the red. Okay. Just makes it harder.
makes it hard to know if we're bleeding or not
That's right.
because it blends in.
That's right.
How am I supposed to know if you've been shot?
This guy knows he wore the brown pants.
That's right. So bad guys don't see me bleed. Ash looks up, and evil Ash has gotten up to the top of the ramparts where the book is. And so this is when the skeleton's coming after him. And he just chops a rope to travel up the thing to get up to where he's at. And he starts killing a bunch. He comes up and he goes, "Come to Papa," to his baby version of himself, basically, and just starts killing all these dudes that start coming at him. And just then Sheila attacks him again. This is where she says, "You found me beautiful once."
Honey, you got real ugly.
Very blunt. And then we get Ash versus Ash. This is when they square off against each other. And I thought a decent fight here. The first part where he tries to stab good Ash and he grabs it with his metal hand,
Yeah.
like right in front of his face. It's good stuff.
Well, and he does skewer
Yeah.
Sheila and tosses her over the side of the castle.
I didn't
that's
realize
right. I
that.
forgot about that. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that when I
Yeah.
watched. Like, it's been 20 years since I saw this, so I
Yeah.
like, oh, dang, he got her in the stomach.
Oh yeah,
He straight up. I thought she was dead.
That's what I thought.
like I mean, if you think about the whole what he's been through up to this point, women kind of are like, you're good until you turn into a deadite, and then I gotta kill you, even if I don't want to.
Yeah.
And she did, so he just yeah.
Not so.
They both end up with 2 swords, and we got a double sword fight. And I thought it wasn't bad, seeing that it was between the guy that worked at S-Mart and his evil conjoined, dismembered, then remembered evil twin version of himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Kmart version.
The Kmart version. Yeah, that's exactly what it
Not
was.
S-Mart, it's Kmart.
That's right. Well, because Sam Raimi used to work at Kmart, and they couldn't. That's why he set that as Ash's backstory.
That's awesome.
But he couldn't say Kmart, so he says S-Mart. But they're basically talking about Kmart.
Right.
But S-Mart is so much better.
S-Mart, because it's smart. Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
Kmart must have been like, damn it, that is amazing. How did we not think of that?
Yeah.
They're at the board meeting.
Yeah.
Can we get Raimi back?
Call an emergency meeting right now. We have everybody get to see.
They get to the meeting. Who was in charge of the letter? Who was in charge of the letter we picked? Who the picked K?
Oh, that's old man.
Crotchety.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, get him in here. He's 900 years old.
Yes, I'm right here. I gotta help you.
I remember I named it Kmart because my father's name was Calvin. You're fired.
Calvin doesn't even start with K.
Just pull a lever, they drop him through the floor onto a pit of spikes.
Why'd we let him name it? He was the only one alive back then, sir. I don't care.
Hello there. I'm still alive.
The old guy from Water.
Badly burned.
You know, the old guy from Waterworld and the oil.
Oh, thank God. That's what it is. The guy who'd been running on the hamster wheel running Kmart, keeping it alive for 100 years, finally gets the sweet release of death. That's what it is.
Oh, thank God.
Mr. K. Damn it. Here we go. They have their fight. Ash lights him on fire, sends evil Ash over the wall, but Bro just comes back as a skeleton, and really we should have seen that coming because he was one of the only fleshed people in that army.
Right.
And so, like, of course he comes, but it's like a skeleton with eyeballs.
Yeah.
I got a bone to pick
Creepy.
with you.
Yeah, creepy.
Creepy.
Right? And then evil Ash, its skeleton version, kicks Ash over the wall and onto the ground, lands right next to an already lit bomb on a catapult. And Ash is just like, oh, that's not good. And then evil Ash jumps onto the catapult. Like, that's what he decides to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because even evil Ash was like, I have to do this in the coolest way possible.
He's still Ash, though.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so he jumps onto the catapult, and well, it was actually time to go for a ride or something. I don't
Buckle
remember.
up,
Buckle up,
bonehead. You're
bonehead.
going for a ride.
That's what it is. Cuts the thing. He launches. He gets the tank, and then he blows up midair.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Sheila wakes up.
Sexy.
I always remembered that she died. I saw this and I'm like, she lives?
Yeah.
I didn't remember she changed back.
She's the only girlfriend to survive after being killed.
Yeah, all of Ash's girlfriends end up dead.
Yeah.
And in this case, same, but she just died of old age, right? She wakes up and she's hot again and runs over to him and
My bones are severely broken. But if you just lift me up, we can end the movie.
Henry and Arthur's men start to square up again. I'm like, come on, guys, we just fought this army of the darkness, but they come over and they hug it out like a couple of bros should do. Even Sheila's there laughing like Henry didn't just kill her brother 2 days ago. She's
Right.
like, and they all have this group hug, and I'm like, well, that's weird. Okay. And that's kind of the end of the movie. They have the little ceremony where they're going to send Ash back. Well, Ash has his goodbye with Sheila, right? And kisses her and rides off to go back home.
Say the
Best
line.
scene in the whole freaking movie.
And it says,
Back in S-Mart.
make sure you say the words, He's like, yeah.
I got it.
They wanted me to stay, said I could be their king, but in a way, I was a king already. And it cuts back and it's telling Ted Raimi, who's played like 4 parts in this movie, was the crazy ugly monster in the basement in the last one, right? Is now sitting here as a fellow S-Mart employee. Did you say the words right this time?
Because he's clearly like sitting there going, oh my God, this dude loves him some Dungeons and Dragons. doesn't he? Okay, Ash, what happens now? Did you say the words right?
Right. He says, well, yeah, basically, I said them. Yeah.
Not every syllable.
And then, sure enough, the Evil Dead followed him through the portal, and this chick turns into a Deadite. He's already starting to mac on this other chick. And what's funny about this is, as he rode away from Sheila, My daughter turns to me and goes, he's going to forget about her as soon as he gets back home. She's going to think about him for the rest of his life, or the rest of her life. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Because immediately in the next scene, he's macking on some new chick, and she'll never, probably ever, find somebody else after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Lady, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Yeah, the Deadite comes up, and he's standing up on the counter.
That's great. Who the hell are you? Name's Ash. Housewares.
Housewares.
Just throws the gun,
Up in
jumps
the
on the cart,
for nothing. For nothing.
jumps on the cart,
Yeah,
grabs it, just starts pulling back.
that was the T2 gun.
Yeah.
Same gun Arnie used, according to Eric.
Huge, that whatever lever that is,
Yeah.
the circle was as big as that lamp. It was just like, he needs to spin it.
Yeah.
He needs to spin it.
Boom, 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 boom. She's doing her double backflip half
Hippity hop
gainers,
boop.
hippity hop
Just
boost through the air.
in the air.
Yep.
Boof, boof.
I'll swallow your soul. Come get some.
Get some. Every Duke Nukem line came from this movie.
Yep.
Every single one.
They sued them, didn't they?
I think they did. I don't know what.
I love a Duke Nukem game. Don't get me wrong.
Me too, but every catchphrase came straight from Army of Darkness.
Yeah, they redid the games and took all of them out.
Okay.
So
Did you ever play old Duke Nukem game?
No.
It was this like white, blonde, flat top looking tough dude, right? Think of the Punisher, but he's got a blonde flat
Wasn't it
top.
like a Doom ripoff?
Kind of.
yeah,
And he basically, he'd say, groovy, come get some. Like all that stuff.
No.
Straight out of, he might even said, Hail to the King.
he did say "Hail to the
does.
King."
Yeah. All came straight from Army of Darkness. Like they didn't even care. They're like, we're just going to, because it was so badass, like, oh, we'll just do that.
Right.
Right?
Make that guy.
Make that guy. And he's talking about like, see, how I was a king. And sure enough, he's got the girl on his hip and he gives that last line, Hail to the King, baby. Dips her and kisses her.
With consent.
Incredible.
Yep.
And that's Army of Darkness. Just a fantastic flick.
For real.
Well, guys, it might be great, but could it be better?
No.
I think it could be.
Yeah.
I think 100% it could be. I think if you put Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie, then it gets even better. You know what I'm saying?
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Wise Man.
I'm saying as anything, I'm not talking about taking Ash Williams out of this movie.
No.
Although he would crush these one-liners. I mean, he's, no offense to Ash, he couldn't do some of the comedy bits at all that
Right.
Ash does.
Well, they just have to rework it.
They'd have to rework it, but he could absolutely be like, Hail to the King. Okay, come and get some sugar, baby, or whatever, right? Like he could do all that stuff.
Come and get some.
Honey, you got the real ugly.
So you got the real ugly.
Come get some.
Okay, good,
If any
bad.
of you medieval screwheads
That's right.
even touches me.
Sure, I'm a Chinese jet pilot.
That's right. Good, bad. I'm the one with the pecs.
And the guns.
and
What if he born-
These
and
are my
also,
boomsticks.
and also the guns.
How about he comes back as Evil Ash?
That's right. Say hello.
Bigger, sexier version. What a big F you to Ash. Would it be a sexier, more evil version?
That's right. Look at this. This is ridiculous. You don't even have pecs. He's a little baby girly man. Okay.
You look at Asmod. Ah.
That's right.
What are you? I'm the better you.
That's right. You didn't even say the 3 words. You kidding me? Crom laughs at your 3 words.
The hell with you.
The hell with you.
The goody two
Not
shoes.
fire
right.
upon helpless people.
That's right. He break one of the freaking skeleton. Looks like you've got a splitting headache. Hasta la vista, bony.
I've got the bone to pick with you.
Exactly.
Evil Ash all the way. Schwarzenegger is Evil
Yeah.
Ash. I'm everything you dreamed of being.
That's right.
On your old subconsciousness in this beautiful makeshift body that you gave me.
Look at this. These skeletons, they don't even have biceps.
Until I got 2 of them.
That's right.
The protein in the ground is so great.
That's right. The skeletons only now they have pecs and biceps and quads. It's
They grew
fantastic. They get a
muscles as
fantastic
soon as
body.
they met me.
As soon as they met me.
And then you just add Nicolas Cage as Wise Man. Did you say the words right this time?
He just said your damn words.
I don't think you did.
Well,
We're
maybe
gonna
that's-
smell in the air right now. We got an army. And they're not coming on Con Air.
well,
They're coming on death and horses.
listen, maybe we can defeat them. Maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot.
I don't think you're Chinese. You look more Austrian to me.
We're gonna steal the Necronomicon.
We're gonna steal the Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
So maybe I didn't say every word. Okay.
Why is Joe Biden in this movie?
Joe Biden's the chick.
Told you it would be better. It would be.
We're just gonna get
100%.
Sean Connery in here.
That's right.
Yes.
We'll get him in.
My name is Arthur.
Yeah, he'd be Arthur.
Was he that Arthur? Was he supposed to be that Arthur?
No, I don't think he's supposed to be.
No, Sean Connery was Arthur in First Night.
Right.
That cheesy love story movie.
No, but this Arthur
like
in the
that.
movie
Yeah.
was he supposed to be King Arthur?
I think so. I think that's what they're leaning towards, but I don't understand. Because they called him Arthur. I'm like, oh, it's King Arthur, I guess.
James McCloy playing along says, I feel like you can't replace Bruce Campbell, but the one-liners are so Arnold-esque. I don't think he would fit anywhere else. Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun. Yeah. Or he says, listen, you're not leading but two things. Okay, Jack and Jack left town. He can do it. Eric Valoff playing along with us today, buddy. Your buddy here. And he says, keep Bruce. Arnold as Henry the Red. See him laughing in people's faces as he escapes and comes in to save the day at the end. It'll be a great cameo. And this is where he also, let us know that that's the same gun from T2 that he's at the end in S-Mart. Yeah.
That's awesome.
With the John Wayne thing is what I always think of with the...
One and T2 was sawed off, though, I think.
Yeah. But what is that called when it's got
It's a lever action.
lever action?
Yep.
Repeater.
Oh, the lever action. When he's driving that motorcycle and he's flipping the lever action
Yep.
with the semi chase and the aqueduct thing. Oh, so good. So good. Mike Harding also playing along, and he says, I'm not really sure where to go with Arnold in this one. The obvious choice is the cocky catchphrase spouting anti-hero Ash, but you can't replace Bruce. Maybe Duke Henry. There is a second vote for Duke Henry. I just don't think it's a big enough part. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Has to be Evil Ash.
Listen, I don't think they'll listen to me. Right? That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, also I can't see Ash saying hello, Mr. Fancy Pants to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just be like,
That would even be more fun. That would be
listen,
funny.
I would crush you, you little chainsaw.
Or Schwarzenegger as the pit monster.
Say hello to my little blade. As the pit monster. Oh crap! Get me out of here. Grant White says, larger than life one-liner king would be an awesome counter to Bruce's wise cracking Ash. So put him as evil Ash. There you go. And then finally, John Wah says, tough nail down as Arnold would be great in any role except for Ash. You can replace the walking chin. You can't replace the walking chin that is Bruce Campbell. Seeing as you can't replace him, why not go with the evil twin? See, I'm going with evil Ash. It'd be funny to hear him do the goody little two shoes. Listen, I'm the bad Ash and you're the good one, okay? Except I'm really good at kicking your ass. You miserable bag of bones, pick yourself up. Oh, yeah, all that stuff would be
Sally
hilarious.
Forth. Sally Forth.
Sally Fire. But I think Evil Ash, I know a couple people said Henry the Red, but I think Evil Ash is the way to go for this one. But I think it's at least clear that we've proven yet again Arnold would make it better. So what do you guys say we start giving out some awards for this bad boy? Lots of awards to give out, starting with the most prestigious award, the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure
They remember forever the night they played the Titans. What are you doing with a gun in space?
What are you doing with a chainsaw in the past? Wait, why am I still doing Arnold? I think they gotta be like, what are you doing with a chainsaw in the medieval times, man? Come on. All right.
Will Patton be the wizard?
Ooh, he'd be great at that.
Ash wouldn't have to lift a finger. All these people drop dead.
Future man, here's your chainsaw.
Did you say the words? Yes. So I would be too afraid to say no. John Wah says, how can you give this award to anyone but the chin? Bruce Campbell. From his epic one-liners to his physical comedy, nobody was more intense than Ashley J. Williams. Who do you got over there for me, Dave, for your nominee?
Oh, duh. That's all I have to say. Is if anybody doesn't pick Bruce Campbell for this, they saw a different movie because he's the obvious pick for this.
Yes.
And he was the perfect amount of everything. Funny, intense, badass, everything. He's great.
Sometimes it's really easy. Not a lot of hand-wringing. Not a lot of hand-wringing on this one. And as he said, Grant White said, yeah, Bruce Campbell is Ash. As the man said, hail to the king. Mm-hmm. Bob, are you going off the board or are you?
Yeah, you can't have Resident Evil. You can have Resident Evil. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't have Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell.
I just had an amazing thought.
What's that?
Ash Williams in Resident Evil.
Would be great.
Oh my gosh.
Amelia Joseph and Bruce Campbell.
Chopping zombies up.
Oh, dude.
Weren't they talking about doing a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie?
Oh, don't say that. I can't. I only get so erect.
They were, and it
There
never
were
happened.
comic books of it.
It never happened. I was listening to Bruce Campbell talk about it, and he said it was a phone conference, and they wanted him to be in the movie, but couldn't do damage to either Freddy nor
Wow.
Jason.
What?
So he's like, I'm just there. He goes, I'm just cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So it's like they like he wouldn't get killed, but it was just pretty much he couldn't do any damage to those two.
Yeah.
Because it would damage their reputation.
Right.
I read the comics of it, and it's brilliant because they make Jason a Deadite, which he would absolutely be.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic story, and it
wow.
would have been awesome to see it.
So there you go, guys. If you're out there, it's in comic book form. Go seek it out.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going with Bruce.
Yeah, I figured. Mike Harding says, all right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. There's only one correct answer to this question, and it's Bruce Campbell. You got that?
That's awesome.
I love it. Madeline, who you got for your Will Patton?
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce. Love it, dude. Eric Valov says, Bruce Campbell, the chin is always intense. I love it. Short, sweet, and to the point. And even James McCloy playing along says, I mean, it's Bruce Campbell. He's intense from start to finish, from getting sucked through the portal from Evil Dead 2 to chopping heads with a chainsaw that revs magically on its own. Fair enough. To a Three Stooges bit with the skeletons coming out of the ground to turn an Oldsmobile into a steam-powered skeleton chomping machine of death. My flag is planted. Bruce Campbell. Hail to the king, baby. Yeah, it's Bruce Campbell, y'all. That's who my vote is going to, which means clean sweep. Bruce Campbell wins in the fastest Will Patton Award ceremony of all time.
That's a record for Will Patton ceremony.
Well, that's
Dude,
easy.
Easy one. And I think he won in Evil Dead 2. So it's
He
like,
did.
what else are we going to go with here? And not that there weren't other good performances, but there weren't any other intense performances, unless you want to count Ash, the evil version.
Yeah. And honestly, there's not that many actors in this movie if you think about it. I mean,
Pretty small cast and a lot of skeletons.
yeah.
And 47 versions of Ash Williams. And that's
Right.
about it. Yeah. So with that, we're going to transition to our award that we give out to the worst actor in any movie. It's named after Steven Seagal, the worst actor of all time. It's the Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
Oh, is it, Steven? Okay. John says, this one's hard for me to award because I feel that there were so many good performances. However, I know the rules, and I have to plant my flag, so I'm going to go with M. Beth Davids. I feel like some of her acting comes across flat. Like during the boomstick scene, she doesn't even react when the others are acting scared of the shotgun. So that's one vote in the bag for M. Beth. David, where are you going on this?
I am going Bruce Campbell again for this. Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I just got blindsided.
It's not, it isn't that he's bad. It's that it is the best way to do this type of bad character. Like it's a bad, how do I explain this?
He's acting bad on
It's-
purpose.
Yeah, it's like there's this. Anyone else does
hold on.
this. Hold
Not yet,
on,
Fred.
I'm just
finish
saying.
his thought. He's allowed to finish his thought.
Well, yeah, you can throw the shoe. I'm just saying. Anyone else does this in a movie, and they absolutely the bed, and they get the trash can full of dirt.
Yeah.
But Bruce Campbell does it magically, so it's great.
He's got a point.
I just think that they're what.
He acts bad on purpose, but
Yes.
does it with finesse and grace, where other actors try to act bad on purpose, and it's bad. Period. Is that
It's
making
not
it?
bad at all.
But it's not bad. That's what he's
it's
saying.
not bad.
It's an art
It's-
form into
This
acting
is
the
an
way he's
award
acting.
for the worst acting performance.
But this podcast is this. This is what it is. Is that it's performances and things that are awesome because they're bad. And Bruce Campbell in almost everything is that. He's campy. It's not great, but it's amazing. And that's my flag.
Bruce Campbell, trash can full of dirt for David.
I'm going to go to Back to the Future here for a second. And you're new around here, so I'm going to cut you a break today.
Okay. All right.
All right, I respect. Wow. I respect. I'm just kidding around, man. Grant White says Shiva Gordon as Pit Deadite #1. Their pulled punches from the pit fight against Ash look terrible in the overhead shot. It made me laugh my ass off. I don't know. And still bugs the hell out of me after 30 years of watching the film. So that's another vote for a random deadite. Bob.
Bette Davis.
Bette Davis.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not great. I mean, she wasn't bad, but like I said, it's very hard to choose from. I could see David's point. But I'm going to have to go with Bette Davis.
Right. That's a fair pick.
She was on the line.
No, you're right. But in a movie where there's not a lot of... There's some movies we watch where like you could give anybody this award, and I won't argue.
Oh, yeah, like Garbage Pail Kids. You can give the whole movie an award.
Exactly. Mike Harding said, this is an easy one. Clearly the trash can goes to Hulk Hogan and Santa with muscles. Or Henry's first soldier who gets thrown into that Fraggle Rock from hell they call the pit. Sorry, not sorry, Joe. Honorable mention to Einen's barber in Dragonheart. But ultimately, it's the first red shirt that gets thrown into the pit. It gets his vote there. So it's spreading all over the place. The only person with multiple votes right now is Bette Davis. Where are you going with this?
Marcus Gilbert as Arthur.
The micro bangs didn't do it for you?
The only thing he did have that someone could argue back on me that I would concede to is the last scene where he's all full of arrows and stuff. That was pretty badass. But like the rest of the movie, he's pretty flat, I thought.
Okay. Fair enough. Eric Valov says, this one's difficult, and normally it isn't. I wanted to give this to the time portal that sucked Ash out of the cabin, or the perpetually closing wall of spikes that seem to reset positions between each shot. But I know the rules, so I'm planting my flag on Hulk Hogan with Santa with muscles. Jeez Louise.
You guys
Did you
know
do this?
Joe's not on
because
here.
I would have picked that if I could.
Or the first of Duke Henry's men that got thrown into the pit. That's a second vote.
Poor dude just got
Did
thrown
those
into
guys
a
talk
pit.
to each other before they did this?
He's tied right now with
Oh my
Bette
God.
Davis.
The guy had no dialogue. He just got thrown into a pit.
I know.
Oh, no, please stop.
James McCloy says the trash can's hard because it's all bad acting, but it's still fantastic at the same time. I'm going with Marcus Gilbert as Arthur. 3-way tie, and I'll come down to the tiebreaker right here. Although he matches all the other characters for the most part, I just don't think he sold it when Ash is gathering the army together to fight the dead. How will we fight this army of dead at our castle walls? How will you fight that? More words? He didn't sell it for me. So there's 3 people with 2 votes. Bette Davis, Rando getting chucked into the pit, and Arthur.
Can I just defend my position one more time here with something?
Sure.
Quickly. Yeah. Nobody else is in this movie really but Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Right? The rest of them are NPCs. So I just want to I just want to defend the Bruce Campbell take I had here a little bit more and let you know that like part of that is because to me there's no one else in this movie. So he has to.
Only mostly everybody listening are going to hate you for this.
Well, okay, you can send your comments to Ryan.
Welcome to the club, pal. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I think I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just, it caught me off guard.
It's hard to hear.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear.
Greatest swords in all of Skyrim.
So
When you asked me how to spell orange and you said like the fruit or the color, it caught me off guard.
I think I'm going to, out of all those people, I think I have to go with Arthur.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just, Bette Davis, not great. Arthur just was a little worse to me. I don't think I ever bought a thing he said about him having I think Henry had more of a presence as a leader of men than Arthur did.
Arthur seemed
personally.
like he was the third guy in line and everyone else got killed and he's like, I guess I'm your king.
Yeah.
Even with these bangs, you're going to let me do this?
This is awkward for me too. Okay.
But it was a close one. But ultimately, what was that guy's name again? It was Marcus Gilbert. Marcus Gilbert's going to win the trash can full of dirt. Close one on that one. Poor guy that got yeeted into the pit almost won. Was not expecting 2 people to single him out.
That poor dude.
Man, poor dude.
And trying to feed his family.
Hey, guy, I got to be in Army of Darkness today, honey. That's great. What'd you do? Well, they threw me into a pit. You get to see my back. It's awesome.
Couldn't a trash can do that?
Shut up.
I turned into rain.
Men's mental health matters, honey.
You never respect anything I do. All right. The next award we give out is the Unsung Hero Award, which is for someone that was in a smaller role that really made the most of their limited screen time, made the movie better. Steve James, Unsung Hero Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right? Then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
All right. James McCloy said, I definitely want to see more of Henry the Red and the origin of why he and Arthur are at war. Who really threw the first punch? How did he get captured to begin with? My unsung hero is Richard Grove as Henry the Red. I mean, he did pretty much save the day. Yeah, I remember thinking throughout that movie, Henry got captured by this guy? Like these clowns? I don't know.
He did only have 9 guys.
That's true. Fair enough. They didn't have money for a lot of extras.
Right.
David, who you got for the unsung hero of the movie?
Well, as it turns out, it's Bruce Campbell. Again.
Oh my god!
I was thinking the same.
But wait, it's him as the leader of the Army of Darkness.
Oh, as Evil Ash. That's
Evil Ash is my pick here because it's him again, but and he's still doing awesome things as the general of that army.
Yeah.
And he has funny bits in it, and you don't even think about the fact that that's Bruce Campbell doing that too. So
when we get to the Hot Babe Award, are you still going to keep going Bruce Campbell or?
I didn't know we were doing the Hot Babe Award, but I might.
Okay. All right. Just why break precedent?
Well, no. It's I did my 3, but listen, I mean, don't tell me that Bruce Campbell isn't walking sex in that movie.
That's true. He is. He's. I'm not going to say it.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Was my face?
No, I was going to say.
He said he's walking sex, and you looked at Bob.
No, I was going to say
much
something.
right after you said that.
I was going to say something to Bob, but
What?
I know it'll get edited out.
Eric Valov said Ted Raimi. Dude played 4 different characters. All added something to the scene they were in. That's a good vote too for Ted Raimi. Bob, who's your unsung hero of the movie?
I am split between Evil Ash and Ted Raimi,
Yeah, that's a hard one.
or even Mini Ashes.
I went off. I didn't vote for either of those two for Ted Raimi or Evil Ash, but they're both good picks.
I know. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go Ted Raimi then.
Ted Raimi,
Yeah,
a valid pick. I think he won last time. And
He did.
for
He
Evil
did.
Dead 2 for
Yeah.
playing the monster in the basement.
I think he did. Yeah, for sure. Mike Harding says the one came down to a couple options for me, but I went with Ian Abercrombie as the wise man. He was mainly there for exposition, but he did that well. What he was given elevated the role. So there's a vote for Gandalf in there. Ryan.
Richard Grove.
Oh, so another vote for Henry.
Yeah.
All right. So right now we've got 2 people in the lead. We've got Richard Grove tied with Ted Raimi, right? If I'm keeping track of this correctly. Awesome. Grant White says Marcus Gilbert as Arthur. He did a fantastic job as the leader of the medieval settlement and helped anchor the movie in the time period. I wish we could have seen more of the character and his struggles fighting a 2-front war against Duke Henry and the Deadites. Well, there you go. Grant White loved Arthur in this movie. So respect there, man. I actually went with, this is my first ever double vote, which I don't usually do. I'm voting for 2 people because they kind of played the same part, but my vote went to Deke Anderson and Bruce Thomas, who played the 2 other Mini Ashes along with Bruce Campbell.
You hear that, Bob?
Yes.
That's the sound of someone not planting their flag.
I am planting my flag on the Mini Ash, but it was played by 2 people. One character.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Played by 3 people, really, if you're including Bruce Campbell in the mix.
Yeah.
But that's who I'm going with here. And then finally, John.
Take the shoe off.
Why? Feel free. They say
Just
that.
kidding.
F around and find out.
I'm the one who takes off the shoe.
I'm the one.
I'm the one who takes the shoe off.
John Wah says Ian Abercrombie, he was the quest giver that drove the movie forward. He also wasn't afraid to throw some medieval insults like dung eating fool. So that's 2 votes. We got a 3-way tie here. Who didn't vote for one of these people? We've got a 3-way tie between Evil Ash, I think, right? No.
Evil Ash,
It's Ted Raimi,
Richard
Grove, and now the Wise Man. So Henry the Red, the Wise Man, or Ted Raimi. So me and you have to figure that because you guys voted for both of those. We have to cast another vote.
You and I have to?
Yeah, because we didn't vote. If it was something where it was a tie and all of us voted for one of them, we just leave it as a tie. But we can break it because we didn't vote for one of them. Out of those 3, who are you thinking?
Oh, man. I guess just based on the insult of dung eating idiot stick or whatever he said, I'll go with him. But like I said, most of the people in this movie are NPCs to me. So
No, for sure. Well, I guess that I'm fine with doing that too. So we're going to go ahead and give this to Ian Abercrombie, is going to win the Steve James Unsung Hero Award. So after the clean sweep of Bruce Campbell. Everything else has been very tightly contested, which is very interesting to me.
Because there's nothing happening in this movie for acting.
Other than Bruce Campbell, no one else is in this.
Yeah, no offense to any of the actors. It's just the kind of movie it is.
Yeah. The next award we're going to give out is the Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award, as created by Bob Hauser, and also the Rain Award. But we have Grant White playing along, says, Monique Yates Jr. as Graveyard Wench. What was a skeleton planning on doing with a chained up topless lady in a graveyard? Who knows? But 10-year-old me was on board with it. I forgot they had that random.
I forgot about that.
The
too.
random girl.
They bring her in front.
Yeah, right in front of the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's who Grant White is going with.
Bob remembers that part.
I do. Many rewinds.
Who you guys got as
For
the
that 2 seconds. Again, a lot of ruined socks for this part of the movie, I guess.
Yeah, generally yes.
Want to do my laundry?
No, it's a trick. Get an X.
It's a trick. Get a blowtorch.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it.
Eric Valov goes, Bridget Fonda. You forgot she was in this movie, didn't you?
No.
Who you got, Bob?
I'm gonna go with the last woman he hailed to the king.
Oh, the girl at the end. That was probably Lauren Holly.
That was
but we don't
probably
know for
Lauren
sure.
Holly lookalike, but she had a wonderful booty. Great booty shot.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Not trying to sexualize her, but you sexualized her. Thank you, movie.
Madela?
I'm not trying to.
I'll match Bob's energy here.
Oh, okay. Did you give a vote?
I did not.
Who's your vote?
That.
You say all three of you? For the S Smart girl?
S Smart girl. Number
Shout
2.
Smart.
Can
Shout
someone
S-Smart.
goggle it? I need to know.
And I will just jump in with Eric just to team up with him and say Bridget Fonda in this movie.
And she's good looking too,
great.
just not in that haircut.
No, but that was her haircut. That's how
Yeah.
she always had her
Yeah.
back in the day there. Yeah.
She must be, well,
But
Uncredited.
maybe she's uncredited. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe we'll never know.
what's her name supposed to be that we think?
Lauren Holly?
Who she was in?
She might have
Dumb and Dumber.
She might have plastic surgery and work done since then. Or she could just be in.
Now she's Holly
Lorraine
Lauren.
Axe? No, that's not it.
She's Holly Lauren now.
Well, guys, it's time to get out our climbing gear, and we have to travel up BMR Mountain. Have you had to do one of these yet?
Haven't.
So anytime we've had an actor that's been on multiple movies on our show, we do basically a Mount Rushmore of their movies. And if they've only had 4, we're just going to rank them and say which one's the peak performance so far on our show of the movies we've covered, and which one is in danger of falling off the mountain and being replaced by the next movie we do of theirs. And so this is the 4th performance from Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell, we've covered Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Escape from LA, and McHale's Navy. And so there's only 4, so they all make the mountain. But what order? And again, it's not those movies. It's specifically his performance in them. If you haven't seen them all, it's okay. Where would you rank Bruce Campbell's performances in these movies?
I haven't seen Escape from LA, but I feel like McHale's Navy should be at the bottom.
Escape from LA, he's got one scene where he plays the plastic surgeon general
It's so great.
of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And he's got like all this work done and this huge chin, and he's like,
Awesome.
oh, what a beautiful blue eye.
Shame he only has one.
That's right. And he's going to cut out Kurt Russell's eye.
Oh my God, they're real.
He gets darted in the face,
Yes.
forehead, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's one scene.
Okay,
But
I'd
it's
say
good.
McHale's Navy at the bottom, and then Escape from LA.
All right. So before we get to the Evil Dead ones, are we agreeing that both of the Evil Dead movies are the top 2? Have you seen the
For
other
sure.
2 movies? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will agree with you, and I don't know if anyone wants to dissent, that's fine. I would put McHale's Navy at the bottom. He was fine in it, but then his Surgeon General thing was very memorable. The big question is, was his performance in Evil Dead 2 better, or was his performance in Army of Darkness better?
Evil Dead 2 is better
Okay.
for his acting.
Okay.
That's my thoughts. But my favorite of the trilogy is the first one, and I like his acting in that even better,
Even more.
than Evil Dead 2, which I realize I'm in the minority of people.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm going to go Evil Dead 2,
Yeah.
Escape from LA, and then Army of Darkness.
Oh, you're putting Escape from LA above Army of Darkness.
I love Escape from LA.
I know you do.
And that scene. That scene's great. I love Army of Darkness.
All those one-liners, you thought that was a better performance in Escape from LA?
We always talked about performances and
Yeah. That's true.
memorable. Like
that's
that is one of the most memorable. We joked about how that was a side mission, like a
Oh,
quick
for
side,
sure.
you know. And regardless of what anybody, I love the movie, regardless of
Yes.
what anyone thinks, but that was one of the most memorable characters he's ever played.
You're not wrong about that at all.
So
how do you feel about it, Dave?
It is 4 is McHale's Navy.
Okay.
3 Escape from L.A.
Okay.
2 is Evil Dead 2, and 1 is Army of
You're
Darkness.
going Army of Darkness #1.
Only because I think that you don't Army of Darkness Ash isn't as good if Evil Dead 2 isn't there.
Yeah.
Like he gets to spread his wings, I guess, as you would say. Like you said, he kind of switches into badass Ash in the second half of Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
And in 3, he's just like, check out my boomstick. and that's when it's peak Ash.
That's fair.
And Ash is his best character, hands down.
Yeah.
And the one that he's made all his money from. So yeah, it's definitely on top.
We're splitting hairs because they're both. I mean,
Right.
you could ask me tomorrow, I'd have a different opinion. I really like his performance in Evil Dead 2, where it's basically him alone in a cabin the whole time, just crushing it by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say Evil Dead 2. Literally tomorrow I could switch it, but that's how close I think the two of them are.
And he has one of the best send-off lines ever.
Yes, swallow this.
Swallow this.
Oh, so good. And then Army of Darkness, big, huge gulf. No disrespect.
No, you're fine.
I know you love Escape from LA, and I love that scene. But to me, it's going to be. And his career has been like this.
Yeah.
Ash Williams, huge gap.
Power gap,
Everything else he's ever been in.
I respect that. I respect that opinion. Yeah, absolutely.
Now I got to go watch Escape from LA tonight.
It's a great movie.
Just to see that,
It's awesome. Don't watch it in 4K though.
Oh, good Lord.
Don't watch Bubba Hotep.
It's too late.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, then
that's a
you
good
know.
movie. You didn't like Bubba Hotep?
Well, no.
I could see the marketing was mispromoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and watched
It
that,
absolutely
and I was like, "Well, this is not what I was expecting."
No.
But you're telling me some guys walking around running crap on the shithouse walls, man? I don't remember the line in a black JFK. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Black JFK. Awesome. I've never seen.
You've
the movie.
never seen Bubba Hotep?
No.
You don't.
I like to watch things that are moderately entertaining.
What's another one that he did that's pretty good with Maniac Cop?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, first
Wasn't he
Maniac.
in some space movie too? I can't think of it.
He had the best death scene in Congo.
Oh, we got to do
Oh, yeah.
Congo.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell had the best death scream and death scene in Congo.
I think once we do Congo, then McHale's Navy's fallen off the mountain. I feel like
Well, he's not really in McHale's Navy. He's only in it for like, if you add up all his time,
4 scenes.
3 or 4, like 5 minutes.
He plays a Wish.com version of Bruce Campbell in Burn Notice in McHale's Navy.
Yes, exactly. Like,
Which I love him in Burn Notice. I'm just saying, like,
he's known for Ash and Burn Notice.
he's Diet Coke Ash or Diet Coke Bruce Campbell.
Sam Axe. That's his
Sam
name.
Axe,
Sam
yeah.
Axe and Ash. Like those are the two guys he's known for.
And
Like,
he's great.
He
as
got
both of
8
those.
seasons out of and his own TV movie because that character is so popular.
Oh no, it's great. It's the only reason to watch Burn Notice.
Yeah.
It is.
in my opinion.
Nope.
I
Because
love
the main
that
character is
show,
not
but-
even great.
yeah.
Oh, Jeff Donovan.
Yeah. Sorry.
Got a nice chick to look at.
Every
though.
time
Beautiful.
he's on, I'm like, just get to the next Bruce Campbell scene.
I bet you could find a YouTube compilation of every Bruce Campbell scene in Burn Notice.
Oh, and I bet you it starts with whoever's in that
Yeah.
scene getting cut off, and then it goes like right to Bruce Campbell. Like, no,
Yes.
It doesn't matter. What
And
you say.
give me Briscoe County too.
Oh yeah, I
right?
forgot about that.
We watched that before we went and stood in line to get the GameCube.
Yes.
Oh really?
Briscoe County. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, we had remember the good old days. We stay in line for the PS2 or
It put what you just said put me in a bag of 3D Doritos.
those are awesome. They stopped making the Cool Ranch. They only make the regular one.
Stupid.
Cool Ranch is great.
Bring back Cool Ranch, you cowards.
All right.
They don't listen to this. All right.
Blue Chew, Blue Chew, please listen. I want free boner pills. Blue Chew, please.
He's been pushing for a Blue Chew sponsorship.
Dude, we
for
are
a
a
long
perfect.
time.
Look at their logo. We are a perfect Blue Chew candidate.
Bro, the clientele of Blue Chew definitely intersects with our list.
You can't tell me half these people, wonderful people on that mail into us, don't deserve Blue Chew.
No, I feel like they all deserve it.
They only intersect with us if they're on Blue Chew, though.
Right.
That's true.
Right. Only people that can get really hard listen to BMR. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Naturally.
I don't want to naturally get
Or with
hard. I want to be a
Blue Chew.
rocket ship from hell, man.
This is my boomstick.
Yes. I don't care about naturally. I want it. I want it raging.
if your boomstick lasts for more than 4 hours.
I want it to be Mike Tyson the way that fight should have been.
Call Ash Williams.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I want the Ash William penis.
Mike Tyson and Twin Teeth.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, it's time to land the plane, and we have to give our final ratings. And so we have to look at the movie objectively and
It's a
subjectively.
great movie.
Oh, you love to cut to it. Why? You know it drives me crazy. You know it drives me crazy. We do things in a certain order.
I know.
All right? You just want to cut to it all the time.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
It's
we didn't
okay.
give a Rain Award.
Oh, who's your Rain Award?
Bruce
Campbell, obviously.
Bruce Rain Award.
Bruce Campbell.
Rain
Bruce
from
Ninja Assassin.
Ninja Assassin.
The Sherilyn Fenn Award, we also usually give out the Hottest Guy Award. If we're going to do one, we got to do the other.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
because we're
right.
equal
So
opportunity.
that's why I was like,
Yes.
Bruce Campbell.
exploitation.
Orange Whip. Orange Whip.
And you say I always cut you off. What do you mean? What did I do?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's time to go awards, and we go this one, then we go around, and you just.
No one's
go,
got time for that
Right,
nonsense.
It's just my turn right now. All right.
I'm sorry.
Bob says it's a great movie. No, you know what? I love it.
It drives him insane.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, it's Bruce Campbell. That's it. It's
All
great.
right. All right. I respect that. Eric Valov. We're
No
just
one
going
cares.
straight
Get
to
to
him.
Get to David.
Eric Valov says
I'm scared.
he also went Bruce Campbell if you really wanted to know about his
Shocker.
Rain Award. I have new irritation with this film.
What?
I own the DVD and I watched it many times. I remember watching this on TNT Monster Vision with Joe Bob Briggs. There's a throwback for you kids. And the version from Amazon I rented still seemed different. I thought I was going crazy like on Child's Play 2. I clearly remember the movie being longer and there were scenes I remember that didn't appear. Turns out there's 4 different versions of this movie. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Eric. That being said, I hope we all saw the same version. The special effects are dated, but that was the technology. The practical effects are near flawless and hold up. Bruce Campbell again carries out an impressive display of physically reacting to nothing. Fighting the windmill, battling skeletons, fighting the Necronomicon. It was just him, and all else was added in post. Also, his ability to act in reverse to make it look like skeletal hands from the ground did inflict damage. Incredible. Given that this movie has so many versions and 2 different endings, keeps me from saying it's a good movie full stop, but definitely a bad movie that rules. From Eric Valov. Bob, what doesn't kill you disappoints the rest of us. There you go.
Yeah, cut to it.
You should probably do another patron, right?
Oh, yeah, let's do. Oh, yeah, that's right, because thank you.
Because someone interrupted the flow.
No, you're good.
Oh,
This will set us on the right track. No.
My apologies.
No,
Don't
you're
let
good.
him bully you like that.
It's all
I'm
good.
sorry. I won't talk again.
Good.
Okay. All right. Hi to your mom for
believe
me.
you. I don't believe you.
How's your mom doing?
Good, I guess. I don't know.
good. Tell her I said hello.
James
Okay.
McCloy. James McCloy says, okay, so this movie has all the makings of a bad movie. Insane camera shots, angles, abrupt smash cuts, and zoom-ins, terrible CGI, horrible acting, but it is amazing. The practical effects are fantastic. All the jerky stop-motion skeletons, cheesy lines, hot babes, explosions. Great, albeit sometimes odd sound effects. I absolutely love this movie. My final rating is bad movie that rules. I love watching this movie with friends. Love it. And David, that means you have the floor.
All right. So, Army of Darkness. When people talk about stuff like this, they talk about the male power fantasy and all that stuff in movies and whatever. And this is why that exists, because this is that, and it's so damn good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I worked at Kmart. I saw this when I was like 15 or something like that. So to me, this was, okay, that is the coolest man I've ever seen in my life, doing the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life, and he works where I work. So it was the greatest thing I had ever seen.
Yeah.
So not to belabor this too much, but it is a good movie, full stop, and I don't know how anyone can say anything else. To
Yeah,
me,
Eric.
That's just Eric's personality. He just doesn't like
it's
cool
not
things.
his fault.
He doesn't like cool
He
things.
was
No.
left at the bus stop.
He was left at the bus stop.
He's actually a tragic story. Eric Valov, a listener we have out in California, when he was a child, he developed, first of all, a fascination with rubber tires. I don't know what he does with them.
Did you see the
Call him
movie?
The Rubber Lover. And also, his mom left him in a bus stop when he was a child.
Not only that, after he had sex, he slammed his. Went to shut the door and he slammed his door on his dick.
Yeah.
God, is this real?
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
real.
Yeah, and it's really hard to do that with a micro penis. So.
Yeah, it really is.
But he manages.
He does, somehow. Kind of
I-
like Ash. He's really good at one thing, hurting himself in the wiener.
Okay. It's okay, little buddy. We're doing the sponsorship for you. We're going to do a charity stream. It's going to be great.
That's what the girls say to him too. It's okay, little buddy.
Oh, no.
That's right.
We love you, Eric.
My phone's gonna blow up when this episode comes out.
Mike Harding says, I can remember where I was when I first saw this movie. I was around 10 years old and sleeping over at a neighbor's house, and they rented Army of Darkness. I'd never seen anything like it. The mix of action, comedy, and horror, the one-liners. This movie changed everything for me and shaped my taste in movies to this day. I've seen this more times than any other movie. I can practically recite it backwards and forwards. I have an autographed Army of Darkness poster hanging on my wall. I named my son Ash. It's been 30 plus years since I first saw this. Not only is this still a good movie, this is still my all-time favorite movie from Mike Harding, all the way up there in Canada, man. That's amazing, dude. I love that.
So it's good.
Named his kid Ash. Yes. No, I mean, and look, dude, we don't have an autograph from him, but if you look right over my shoulder here, there's me and Bob with Bruce Campbell.
I couldn't talk.
Right up there. Bob couldn't spit a word out when he met him.
I couldn't.
No.
I don't know why it happens. I don't get it. Every person I meet,
Bruce is trying to talk to him. He's just like, hey, come on over here, Daddy-O. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right, guys, stand right here, look that way, and look cool. And he leaned on both of us, as you can see there.
Yeah.
We took the shot, and you get about 30 seconds. So he said a couple more things, and the whole time I was like, so I do all the time.
You're a chainsaw man. You're a chainsaw man. Boomstick. You're my friend, right? We're friendship in a boomstick chainsaw guy. Okay. I love you. Gosh, I should go.
That was his inner monologue.
That was 100% accurate.
But
Thank
all
you.
that actually came out was,
Michael Rooker walked right out in front of us one time and started talking. I'm like, dude.
yeah. I was telling that story on one of the previous, I think maybe it was a mailbag or something, but yeah, I told that story.
I couldn't talk. And then I met Christy Hemme, like a WWE wrestler girl. And
Couldn't talk to that.
she's like, what's your name? And I'm like,
I don't know. I know I have one.
James shouts, Bob. His name is Bob.
He just said, name. So, what is it? Yeah.
I was given one when I was born. And that's when I forgot it.
I was born at a very young age.
He was. Oh, all right, Madela. What you got? You got the floor here. Your final opinion. Actually, let's go to a patron first. Grant White says,
Done?
Final rating. Good movie. I saw Army of Darkness opening weekend for my 10th birthday, and it unknowingly changed my life. After seeing this movie, I truly believed I could do anything in this world, and that gave me an alarming amount of confidence. That's really what Ash Williams has, just an alarming amount of confidence. If someone can get paid to make a movie about a man who fights an army of the undead in a medieval castle with a shotgun, my possibilities are endless. A guilty pleasure I watch multiple times a year. Good movie. All right, Ryan.
Okay, you ready?
Do you want me to do John Wah first?
No,
Or patron.
So I feel bad because I was a little bit disappointed watching this last night.
Yeah.
I remembered it being better than what I saw last night. I still respect what Sam Raimi did with it.
But you were disappointed.
Yeah.
Which is not a good start to this, FYI.
But I
I
will
would say it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say
It's a good movie.
Bob, are you going to let me talk?
You are talking. I'm not interrupting you. I'm not interrupting you. You are talking.
I'm saying
Hold
what
on,
you're
which
about
cable
to
is
say.
his?
I don't know why you're blaming me. I
don't know which one he is.
You're talking.
Okay.
I'm not interrupting you.
Oh, good for you.
I will say,
If you're going where I think you're going, but I don't want to leap to judgment.
I'd like him to
just
shut
shut
up,
Yeah,
so I can talk.
I am not saying a word. You're talking. There's this echo in here.
It is. We're still trying to figure it out. We're going to hang some more rugs up.
Don't look at me. I didn't do anything.
Bob pretend he's Bruce Campbell. You changed that, man.
I do want to hear what you think.
Yes.
So
So
this is really fun. I'm enjoying this.
I don't believe you.
I will
Is
say
this what you
that
mean when you say that James takes out the long pauses?
I'm trying to talk.
I'm not talking.
Getting interrupted.
You're not. I'm not interrupting you.
After all this, he's going to say good movie, and then you're going to feel really bad.
I'm gonna feel really good because we made him say it.
All right.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
I will say that this is a good movie. I did still enjoy it. I do respect what they did. I just think that the type of humor they were using isn't what I'm into as much. Like the Three Stooges stuff, it doesn't play for me. But I respect what Sam Raimi did, and I think it's a good movie still.
How can you say that if it wasn't your thing and you didn't enjoy the humor? Then how could you say it's objectively or even subjectively good?
Well, objectively, I can still recognize that it's a well-made movie and that it's just not my type of humor.
But then subjectively you said, but I'm not into it, but I'm still going to say it's good and
those
good.
specific things, like the Three Stooges specifically, that piece with like...
Right, which is part of the movie.
Right.
So if you don't like that part, how can you say that it's good?
Did Bob make you say this?
What are you talking
Ryan?
about?
Did Bob?
Oh, you mean last episode when you made me change my rating off of what? And you made me lose respect in the eyes of Mike Harding. You know, I had to look. He jumped on the Discord after he goes, I can't believe you would change your vote because of Madeline. And I was like, now a man from Canada that I respect thinks less of me. Okay.
He's from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
So I'm just looking for you to be consistent. That's all.
I'll be consistent.
Because, you know, I would hate for you to have differing opinions on one day to the next. That sometimes you've got to be completely consistent in all of your calls forever, henceforth till the end of time.
I hate it when mom and dad fight.
So it's a good movie that sucks.
Just
is what
Jesse
you're saying.
Pinkman drinking the water. No, I'm saying that
Good movie
it's
that
a good movie.
sucks is basically what you're saying.
No, I
'Cause
still
you didn't
enjoyed
like
it. I said that I was disappointed because of my expectations in it
But
and
you
what I
didn't,
thought
though.
I remembered of it.
Yeah.
But it's still a good movie.
That doesn't make any sense.
Cool.
He's been feraled. Quick, get an
I'm
axe.
already getting attacked by him, so I'm not getting baited
Ryan
here.
Farrell.
I have to get you back.
Ryan Farrell got to you, didn't
You got me so
Because that
good.
is a Ryan Farrell answer.
It is, isn't it?
That is the biggest.
Oh, is that who you want to be compared to? Really? You want to be
You're gonna be the next. You're gonna be Ryan Farrell. Just not give an answer, but give an answer inside of an answer, inside of a nose, and then inside of an a-hole.
So I said that
Like a Chris
I was
Nolan movie?
disappointed in what I remembered of it, but I still think it's a good movie. That's a bad thing.
And you know what? You know what else?
What else?
I'm going to tell you as soon as I remember.
All of a sudden-
This is one of those long pauses.
Dr. Giggles. I couldn't remember the name of the movie. Dr. Giggles was a good movie that sucks. And I'm mad you made me change my mind.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm replanting my flag right now.
Cool.
Good movie that sucks. Let it be written in the stone.
You will for now ever be known as a flip-flopper.
I am not a flip-flopper. Because at that point, I was so tired, I just wanted to end the episode. And so after 10 minutes of him making me change my mind, I'm like, okay, fine, it's a bad movie that rules, or whatever I did. And then because I wanted to go home and sleep.
Oh, show us
Never
where the
again.
bad man touched you,
Never,
James.
ever again. Never again.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you liked discourse on this podcast.
I do like this.
Apparently, I was wrong.
And this is.
I'll never disagree with anything you say again.
I'm not saying
I'm just
going to
do whatever you want from now on.
this
Yes,
is-
sir.
How you doing,
Listen,
David?
how we doing, man?
Textbook
Great. Did you have a
battle of
good
passive
Thanksgiving?
aggressiveness.
I did. How was yours?
Okay.
It was good. I had
Okay.
turkey and ham this year.
Whatever
which
you
was
say.
different. I never had both meats.
That's awesome.
It
What
is.
kind of
It
ham
was
did you
awesome.
have?
Pig ham.
No, I mean like spiral ham, canned
no,
ham.
I cut it.
Awesome.
I cut it up myself.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
So-
you got them to talk in a side conversation. I know how
No,
much
I
you
just
love
hate
that.
hearing mom and dad fight. I don't want to.
Brings back.
Look,
brings back.
We're not mad at you guys. It's not your fault. This isn't
It's
about
nothing
you.
that you did.
I feel like I should
Man,
go.
We still love you both
flashbacks here.
very much.
I'm back in the 3D Dorito bag.
I'm back in the basement watching
I'm
Waterworld.
glad we can air this out.
Turn the sound up really
We'll
loud.
talk about this later.
I'm always for disagreement.
I don't think you are.
I'm really
As long as
mad.
you agree
I'm
with
more
me.
mad at myself that I let it happen.
I don't think
Really,
they'll know
it's
if we
my-
left.
Yeah, it's okay for you to be weak, James.
Jeez.
What did you just say?
He said it's okay for you to be weak.
Oh God.
It's okay for me to be weak.
Yes.
Coming from the guy that said Dead or Alive was a good movie straight up. And that The Last Starfighter sucked. And I'm supposed to take any of your movie opinions seriously. But I'm the one that can't, form and fashion and stand by opinions. Give me a break.
I stand by my statement.
Oh, yeah. Dead or Alive is a straight up good
Straight up
movie.
good movie.
John Wah.
There's a lawnmower in it.
All right, you primitive screwheads. This is my final rating. I have seen this movie more times than I can remember. I first watched it originally when it came out on VHS. My friends and I used to watch Evil Dead 2 and this back to back. With that being said, there are some flaws. There's some inconsistent editing that if you're watching closely, you can see very clearly. Like when he runs into the mirror and the windmill, he's actually running in from outside, but it's edited like he's still inside. The deleted scenes add so much more to this. In spite of all this, though, this is a good movie, full stop. All right. I think it's all been good movies except for Eric Valov's one vote for BMR. I am going to jump on this bandwagon and say that it's objectively good, especially for what it was trying to accomplish, right? It's not like it aimed for a target and missed it. This is like, yeah, it's low rent in some places as far as, B-movie standards of acting instead of, and also with writing and some of the set pieces. But that's what they were trying to do. And so they shot at that target and hit it. It's objectively good. It's subjectively good. The script is amazing. Bruce Campbell carries the entire movie with his performance. It doesn't matter if everybody else is like lukewarm C-level actors. Absolutely crushes it. Army of Darkness deserves to have better critical ratings than it has right now at 68%. That's ridiculous. This should be celebrated by critics and people alike because Army of Darkness is a straight up good movie. Okay, Ryan?
Are you sure?
I agree.
Okay. I'm positive.
Good, because you're absolutely right.
All right. So with that said, it's time to sail on to greener pastures, which means we have to call up our AI DH9K to tell us about what's going to be happening next week. And so, DH9K, are you here?
Hello, my name is DH9K, and I am ready for query.
Great. Fantastic. Look, I'm curious before we get into next week, did you watch Army of Darkness? What did you think?
I see Bob, Ryan, and David are here. Should I use small words for their benefit?
Oh, geez. All right. Don't be...
Each.
So, DH9K.
No.
Okay. Can you just tell us what you thought of Army of Darkness, please?
Army of Darkness showcases humanity's penchant for blending humor with horror. While its chaotic narrative and over-the-top performances reflect inefficiency and a lack of order, the film's creativity and dark humor make it strangely compelling. It stands as an entertaining display of human resilience and imagination in the face of supernatural chaos. Good movie.
Wow.
I love you.
You did a good thing. Fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I got a boner.
No.
Jeez.
Can I buy you a cheesesteak?
Yes.
Ooh.
Where can I put it?
I don't know. I'm just a simple robot.
Well, you know what Edie did in Mass Effect 3.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
We can fix that.
we need to show that game to DH9K.
Do you know Mass Effect?
No.
Okay.
Do you have a mouth?
Yes.
Her
Where?
original name was Dong Huffer 9000. That's what so
James
she was
actually
a
ordered
sex
her.
bot originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
We repurposed her into
There we are.
movie selecting.
All right. Well,
AI,
enjoy your
so.
cheesesteak.
David will help you.
Yes.
Can you please just tell us what's happening next week, please?
Next week you will be watching Borderlands, starring one of Robot Kind's biggest stars, Claptrap. He is so funny.
Of course you would love Claptrap. That makes perfect sense. I know the Claptrap from the games is fun.
Great video game.
Great video game.
How the hell did they get Kate Blanchett to do this movie?
I don't know how they got Jamie Lee Curtis to do this movie. Another Oscar winner. I have no idea. I've never seen it.
I love Kevin Hart, but why is he playing Roland?
I've never seen... I only ever played the games. I know nothing about... Other than it got crushed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be.
It probably isn't. And but
you can't trust reviews anymore.
It's the wrong casting for everything, though.
Yeah.
They've done some crap casting with stuff, but this is beyond the pale.
It kind of sounds like a Dead or Alive situation where it's actually a good movie, I'm guessing.
Oh, you would.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of movies floating around now in the 4s. I'm like, this is like a 7. Why is this a 4?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to see. I'm actually looking forward to watching it because I played the games. So I'm hoping that, some of the people that are coming in have never played the game. Some of them had. So we'll have a good mix of people that are coming in absolutely fresh and clean. I would love it actually if you would come into the kids table for that one, Madeline, and try to get everybody, Brian, Ryan, to change their opinions on the movie by the end. If you could do that for me. That would be fantastic.
I'm just letting you know.
Let's see what's going on there.
Ryan was drawing F off, and then he drew a penis.
Actually, Bob drew the
On the
penis.
You drew a penis on the table,
drew
Ryan?
You think I can draw a penis that well? Only Bob knows about penises that well.
From memory? From straight memory? I don't even know.
Chew.
All right. Well, with that, I want to say thank you to David. Thank you for being here, Bob.
Of course.
Thank you, Ryan, also for being here. We appreciate all of you guys, and we are going to catch you on the next one.
Quick, get an axe.
Yeah. It's a trick.
Running in my boomstick.
Chainsaw Man. You're the Chainsaw Man. Yeah. I also have a name. I just don't know what it is, Chainsaw Man. I'm so scared. Oh, Chainsaw Man.
Greatest.
Oh, my God.
James changed his opinion.
I did not.
Ryan Farrell seeped his virus into your brain.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Take that back.
No.
Shut your whore mouth.